Maybe we are, maybe we are. Who can say?
GGP Nation, tell us if we're alive.
I don't think anyone's gonna watch this stream. I'm gonna be so honest.
Damn. So sad.
Um,
Anyway, Gone, tell us if we're live.
is Gone watching?
Nation, tell us if we're alive. God, are you watching?
So, straight up, I'm just gonna be honest. I don't really expect many people on our server to watch this, just because like no one really watches it, and that's fine, you know. That's totally fine. Gosh.
Fine.
So, well, backstory for y'all. I have been watching One Piece for the last about a month. I was on a trip in the US, and it was like one of those road trippy trips where we would go all around California. So I had a lot of free time to just watch in my car. I had a lot of free, like I watched the entire like Barati arc in my car, which is kind of crazy. Like from like did I crash? From like one location to the next. Especially because One Piece. Let me actually pull up the document. One Piece is so much shorter. Now you recommended it, Robin, and I wasn't sure if it was a joke or not because every time you would recommend it, you would like phrase it like a joke. So I wasn't sure. It's like I was like, is this like bad? Is One Piece like ironically really fucking shit? So I wasn't sure.
Well, I did not watch One Piece through One Piece. I have heard about it, and when I looked into it, One Piece, from what I've gathered from fans, it's very similar to the manga, right? Like it's very based on manga, and it gets rid of like only like anime only stuff, which I thought, oh, okay, that kind of sucks because I kind of like some of the anime only moments. I mean,
Yeah.
granted, some of it is like very obviously not needed, and like the show itself, like the original, obviously like tries to expand upon the episodes quite a bit where it doesn't need to, and that's why I think One Piece might be a better option in certain areas. So that's why I was kind of hesitant to completely recommend it, but like you just went on ahead. Actually, I recommended JPEG wait until the One Piece reboot started airing, and I told you to watch that because I think you'd probably get the best experience with the One Piece reboot, which will probably be better paced and better animated and all that. And also because you probably didn't want to read the manga because you don't like to read.
No, I never said that.
Of course.
What? Okay. The thing about the One Piece manga, and I've dabbled a little bit into it, is that it's only like 15 pages per chapter, which is like a lot shorter than like most other ones, which is like 30 pages, right? Something like that. It's a lot shorter from what I can.
For those of you who are caught up on the One Piece anime, you know that like at this point they're adapting like one chapter per episode, so like 15 pages of like one chapter into like one episode. It's like it's very short, and to expand that into like 1 20-minute episode at least, it.
You just have Luffy running up the stairs for like 3 minutes.
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly. And that's like what One Piece basically like cuts out any of like the gibberish, any of like the, any like crowd shots and like unnecessary like long scenes.
That just endless reactions. Gosh.
Yeah, exactly.
One Piece.
Man.
So yeah, no, I think like it was really daunting because I like obviously One Piece has a reputation of being like 1,000 episodes long. I will say, and this is gonna sound like I feel like everyone says this, it doesn't feel like it, and
yeah,
it doesn't feel like it, and like you want more, even though I've watched like, okay, I can't say I've watched 200 episodes because I haven't. I've watched like less than 100, I think. Like, I still want more. Like, it feels really well paced. It feels like they know what they're doing. Because I think like you have to keep in mind when you write like a 12 episode show, you're designing it for 12 episodes, but I feel like anime nowadays sometimes it feels like it drags. Here it doesn't feel like it drags too much. Does that make sense?
JPEG's only seen up to like G-8 at this point. He hasn't gotten to any of the later arcs you should mention. And like I guess the experience with One Piece will be obviously very different from the original anime as well.
Yeah. It's got a different feel. I don't know. I think when I saw like the lengths of the first few, I was like, what? 4 episodes? That's fine. 3 episodes? 7 episodes? 1 episode? Dude, that's easy. I can do that.
Yeah.
Like the long ones only really like I've only seen like 2 of the long ones, and it's like 21, 25 episodes. That's like that's like one season. That's fine. That's like one season of TV.
Mhm.
It's not too bad.
Future arcs will get a lot longer. Just saying. I guess they'll be shorter in One Piece, I guess. But yeah, there's like there's like arcs in like Future that are like over 150 episodes, like
Jeez.
for one arc. So I think One Piece will obviously condense that. I don't know by how much, but yeah.
I'm looking at the document, and only 3 arcs are longer than 20. Like 26 episodes is like the standard, right? For one season of TV, right? At least back in the day. Nowadays it's like 12 episodes or 10 episodes, right? For modern TV. But only 3 are longer than 26 episodes, and they're the ones at the end. We have Whole Cake Island, Wano, and Dressrosa. Everything else is under 26. Some of them are like 10, like 5, 11. It's like, that's easy. I can do that. That's fine.
Yeah. Yep. You can see how much there's a lot that they can cut.
Yeah, Marineford is like, that's the one that I keep on hearing about. That's only 17 episodes. That's way shorter than I would have assumed.
17? Are you serious?
Yeah, that's.
Oh my
I'll send
God.
you the document so that you can like check for yourself.
Oh
but-
my god. Oh my god.
Here. Oops. Okay. So, without further ado, we will now rank the 14? I don't know. I think this is 14. I'm not sure. I don't want to count. 14 arcs that I've seen so far. So, Romance. So, okay. The thing with Romance Dawn, for me, is that, like, it was kind of forgettable. Like, I'm gonna be honest. When I was, like, at the end of East Blue, I was kind of like, I don't remember what happened. And then, like, I looked back and I was like, no, a lot of shit happened. Like, it's a really good introduction, I feel like, to the world. The thing with One Piece, the anime, is that, like, it doesn't begin with Luffy, like, his backstory, I guess, where he's, like, a little boy and he learns about the devil fruit and then he beats up Shanks and shit or whatever, right? The anime, they move it to, like, a later episode, but in One Piece, they restore it back to the original, and I think that's how the manga is, right? Like, in the manga, that's how it starts, right?
Yeah, I think so. I believe so. I'm not an avid manga reader for like early arcs, but yeah, I believe so.
Same with Zoro, where like I think in the anime. Okay, I need to specify because there's manga, anime, and One Piece. There's 3 different things here. But in the anime, they save that for like episode 20. So here they put it in episode like 4, his like backstory with Kuina. But like because it's like edited weird, it feels out of place. But that's actually how it is in the manga. Is that the backstory is supposed to be that early,
Yeah.
right? It just,
Yeah, that is
so
that is interesting.
So I remember telling you, like, it feels weirdly stitched together, but no, that's just how it is. The anime is the one that's weird. The manga and One Piece try to keep it normal.
Yeah.
Hello, Botrix. Welcome.
I don't know. I mean, I don't remember it feeling out of place. I think when I watched the anime and we get to see Zoro's backstory, I think it was just like one episode entirely.
Gosh.
And they're just like all chilling on the boat, and then Zoro's just like, reflecting. And then it just goes to his flashback.
Really?
Yeah, it was. And this is after they meet Usopp, I'm pretty sure. I think.
God.
Or after Nami in Orange Town.
Yeah, that would make sense, because it says episode
Yeah.
19, so that does make sense.
Okay. Yeah.
And, like, so the thing, like, okay, One Piece does, okay, I thought this would be a common thing, where it's like, it feels out of place, but, like, One Piece doesn't really do that. One Piece feels normal. I think there's some times where it's like, okay, this is, like, the end of an episode, but there's still, like, 20 minutes left, because they stitch together, like, 2 episodes together, right?
Yeah.
Where it's like, they play the ending song, and then it's like, nope, there's 20 more minutes to go. But for the most part, One Piece doesn't really do that. It feels very natural. Like, if I didn't know any better, I would assume this is just how it aired. But this one is like, and it just sucks because at the very start, it's a weird example where like Luffy is like fighting, I forgot his name, Captain Hook or whatever. I forgot his name. He's forgettable.
Hook?
He's forgettable. The first, like, okay, I guess not the first. The first is Alvira. The second bad guy. What's his name? Not Helmeppo. The dad.
Oh, the
Captain
dad.
Morgan. Captain
Yeah,
Morgan. Captain Morgan.
Helmeppo's dad.
Yeah, Captain Morgan, that's his name. Where it's like, they're like in the middle of a fight, and then all of a sudden there's a random Zoro flashback. I'm like, what? That's so random.
Okay, that is interesting.
Um,
And you're saying it works better that way?
no. That's how it is in the manga, right? The anime is
Yeah.
the one. That's why it feels weirdly stitched together. I feel like there's a better
Yeah.
transition that they like had to like Frankenstein for One Piece.
Yeah.
Um,
Oh, gosh.
so yeah, also, by the way, what is the name of that island? Because like the others, like all the arcs are named after the location except for Romance Dawn. I don't think the place is called Romance Dawn, right? That's not the name of the
No, it's
location.
not.
Um,
Okay. Like the romance, it's called. I think it's called Romance Dawn because it's like it's supposed to give you a sense of what to expect for the show. It's like it's in the story of One Piece. It's about adventure, right, and
yeah,
like mystery and all that.
mystery.
It's a pirate adventure,
I guess mystery.
and
Yeah.
that's there's some mystery involved, and like it's like it's a pirate adventure story, and that's where like the romance comes from. But yeah, it's not called. That's not what the island is called. I don't remember what the island is called.
It's called
Um,
Starter Island. Pallet Town. That's what's. No, I don't know. I don't know.
Pilot,
I don't know.
Pilot Town.
Pilot Town.
It's where the Pilot Town is where the show takes off.
So okay. So I'm gonna be. I know what a devil. Okay, now I know what a devil fruit is. But like before, I had no idea. So like, I just thought that Luffy was just born like that, like stretchy boy. So when he ate the fruit, I was like, oh. And I think that's really cool. The fruit mechanic is that they introduce it so early. And it weirdly enough, like it starts off like a really rare thing, but later on, like everyone has fucking devil fruit powers.
Oh yeah.
I'm surprised.
I mean, yeah. I mean, it makes sense. Like at the beginning, like they're in the blue area, and like there, it would probably be considered rare for people to have devil fruits. Whereas later on, when they're in the Grand Line, you see a lot more people
In the
with devil fruits.
Grand Line. Oh yeah, yeah. Once they pass
But,
that barrier, yeah,
yeah.
more and more people.
Like, I mean, maybe I'll mention this later when we finish ranking the East Blue arcs. But
Yeah.
yeah, the East Blue isn't really like notorious or really famous for having a lot of pirates, I will say. So I guess that's like where the prize comes from, or like the rarity of having devil fruit users comes in.
Yeah, it's just the basic bitch place, you know.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Yeah.
I put this at B. I don't think it's like. I think it's a really good start. I think like, if I just saw the first 5, I'd probably put this like here. But because I've gone past that, I'll put it like in B. I do think that
Yeah.
if One Piece didn't put Luffy's backstory as the first episode and we started with fucking Kobe versus Elvira or whatever, I probably would have dropped the show just because that kid is so annoying. I was really worried. I was like, oh my god, is this guy like gonna be Luffy's sidekick? I was like, no, please, he's so annoying.
Oh no!
I gotta-
Oh no!
Like, the live action, I've seen a screenshot of him. He's like just a boy with like pink hair. I was like, what the hell? I never heard of this character. Who is this? I don't know. It's weird. It's a good starter thing. I think Shanks, even though he appears in like one episode, he leaves such a big impact. He hasn't been brought up in a while, actually. I'll tell you that. He hasn't been brought up in so long now. But
Oh
it is
yeah.
like I don't think Shanks has been mentioned in like maybe 50 episodes now. But it's cool.
Oh, just wait. You'll see him again, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Probably.
Oh, and yeah, it's the origin of the Straw. I don't really know what to say. Zoro backstory kind of dookie. I'm gonna be honest. Like especially later on when you find out like Oda's like skills, Oda's writing skills. It's like Zoro's backstory's like what the fuck. It's so simple.
Yep. Yeah, it is pretty simple. I think it balances out nicely though with the other Straw Hats, and like I don't mind the simplicity of Zoro's character or his arc. But I think you could still see a lot of like depth to Zoro in
Yeah.
later arcs if you look a little closer. But yeah.
I hope so. I mean, I said to you before, like again, I said this to you when I've only seen East Blue, but like I really love the backstory. But in hindsight, I'm like that's so simple. It's very short.
Yeah, you really loved it. And do you want to tell us which character you really loved?
I thought Kamino was so cool. I was like, oh my god, he has like a rival, and it's like, oh, that's his motivation. He wants to like best her, and they'll be butting heads constantly. And no, that's not what happened. That's not what happened. That is not at all what happened. Unless Tashigi is Kuina, which I like. I've heard that's like a joke fan theory, but I kind of want to believe it because that sounds funny. Like, it does seem a little cheap, but that would be kind of funny.
Yeah.
Like from a story perspective, it's like that's kind of lame. But from a funny perspective, I kind of like it.
No, I don't think Tashigi is Queen up. There's no shot. There's no chance.
Because they do that where it happens with Nami, it happens with Sanji. Actually, yeah, it happens to all 3 of them, Usopp, Sanji, and Nami, where like the main town like gaslights them. So I mean, maybe that's what's happening. Maybe they're gaslighting Zoro. Zoro's my least favorite of the Straw Hats. I'm gonna say it now. Not because I hate him. I don't hate him. It's just because I think he's a little too badass. You know?
You know what? That's so fair. That is so fair.
He's like, oh, I'm like, I know, like, he loses to Mihawk and he's training to be better, but like, I don't know. I feel like a lot of fights are just him like winning. I'm like, okay, all right.
I think he's cool, but I do appreciate that he's very dumb at times as well.
Famous potential man Shanks. It's so funny at your lips. He is like, okay, this is about Dissension Camp. The character Ted, on Twitter, he's been called like potential man because everyone wants him to do stuff, but he doesn't actually do a lot of stuff. And I can kind of see that for Shanks as well.
Oh my god, Shanks. Oh my
I didn't call him basic. I just said it's like short. I'm not saying the backstory is basic. It's a good backstory. It's short. I heard that it's like in the manga it's 7 pages, which is like much shorter than anyone else. And
yeah, there's not really a lot to it, but I still think you can see how it still affected Zoro, his backstory, and like why he is the way he is today, and like his goals and such.
Okay. Next, Orange Town C.
Yeah.
I'm putting Orange Town in C. I think like even when I only saw East Blue the first 6 arcs, this one was like that's kind of weak. It's kind of weak sauce. It introduces Nami, but it doesn't flesh out Nami. That's for our long part, right?
Yeah.
And because it's the only arc where you introduce a character but you don't like develop the character, it's like I don't know. It's a lot of slapstick shenanigans with Buggy. Buggy is so fucking weird because like he's such a Saturday morning cartoon villain, but I've heard that he's a recurring character. Like he'll become super important later. I'm like, what? But it's like a Saturday morning cartoon.
I mean, you already get to hear how he's sort of important. Like, do you remember that he was on the pirate crew with Roger, and he was like,
oh yeah, and Shanks,
yeah, and Shanks, and he worked alongside Shanks as well.
Okay.
And like, yeah, he does come back for that reason. So, what are your thoughts on that? Remembering.
I do like the concept of Buggy, where it's like he's linked to Shanks's crew. He's linked to Gold Roger. Like he kind of shows off. Honestly, he shows off the Devil Fruit better than Luffy does, because like he like drowns a bit. So it's like okay, we're showing the limitations of the Devil Fruits. I was like minorly spoiled that like he does become like he is like one of the early characters that becomes really important later. But I'm like, what? How? It's like he feels out of place now.
See. You'll see how.
Like I look at the first like 3 arcs, I'm like kid show. Everything else is like slightly older kid show. Like what? Very slightly older. I'm not saying it's like for adults or anything. It's still for kids, but like
right. Cough, cough.
I don't know.
The 4 kids, One Piece 4 kids.
Yeah, yo. Like I don't know. Like Buggy seems like a villain straight out of like I don't know, fucking like 90s X-Men or something. I don't know. Or like Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. I'm like.
Oh gosh.
His voice actor like also gives him the Joker voice. That also doesn't help. It sounds like this is I, Buggy. Hello, Batman. And I'm like, God, you're just doing the Joker voice. There's a story about a dog, and it's based on I forgot the name already. God damn it, Himiko.
Hachiko.
Yeah, Hachiko. Which is
Hachiko.
cute. It's cute, but also it's like okay. That's what they're doing. They're putting little fables, and I realize that like that's kind of what Oda does. He puts like little like Aesop's fables here and there, so it's fine.
Yeah, Orange Town. I would say it's not the best introduction to like some of the characters like Buggy or even Nami. I love Nami, but like but like I think they get more development and focus in later arcs, and that's where they really shine. I will say.
Yeah,
Orange Town isn't really. Yeah, I mean, I like the introduction to Nami, and we get to see like a sense of her character and how she is, and we see that
yes, Robin is here,
like,
fan. Yes, Robin is in the stream with me. You fuck.
is someone who's in chat. I'm not on stream right now.
Gosh. Yeah. So I don't know. It's a good introduction. I wouldn't say it's like.
It's not the best.
Yeah,
it's not like the strongest or like the most memorable, I will say. I think this arc is like one of the least memorable for me personally. Like I think I remember Romance Dawn and like the fact that like, Shanks and Luffy and their backstory and like Quina.
Rest in peace.
Then yeah, then I do then I do like what happened that I do with anything in Orangetown. But
Yeah.
like yeah.
Yeah, it's...
But like mm-hmm.
I think, like... I don't know how to explain it, but like all the other places feel like islands. This doesn't feel like an island. Does that make sense? That's such a weird criticism. It just doesn't feel like an island.
It doesn't feel very vast or big, I guess you could say.
Like I like and one thing I love about the
Mhm.
show is that like it feels like exploring different cultures, kind of, which is what I love. That's what I grew up with. That's what I was doing when I was in California. I was like it's still California culture, but I was going to different like towns and stuff, and that was cool, right? Seeing all the different types of people. Orange Town is like, oh, it's just a town with a dog. That's about it.
It's just a dog.
It's just a dog. I'm trying to think of anything else I want to say about Orange Town. Okay, Nami. Okay, Nami. I think when I was going into this, I was a little worried about Nami just because I was like, is this like one of those characters who was like considered good for the 90s, but nowadays she kind of falls flat? And I'm like, no. Like the first introduction, she's like a thief, and she's like a little bastard who wants to steal money and shit. And I'm like, okay, I get it, I get Nami now.
You get Nami now.
Because you know what I mean, right? Like some
Mm-hmm.
like other 90s shows, like Pokemon, for example, where the female character is just kind of like basic and stuff.
Yeah, no, I definitely see a lot of Nami and like other characters. Like the headstrong always like beats up the main protagonist.
Guys, stop!
Team.
The boys are just being silly. Come on, guys.
Yeah,
Like the Black Widow type, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Or all the other Avengers are fucking idiots. Black Widow's like, boys, come on. But no, she's not. I mean, she's kind of like that, but she's not like too.
Yeah, it's not like very. Yeah, I see a lot of similar aspects with her and like Sakura from Naruto. I think I do see that. I see that a lot, but like I think I love her way more than I do Sakura. I will say.
There are a lot
I
of
think
early
she's done a
arcs
lot better.
in One Piece that are kind of
Mhm.
small in terms of locations. Yeah. A lot of these early ones are like, it's a nice island, I guess.
Mhm.
Yeah, Nami's great. I think that sold me on Nami like episode 1. I was worried that Nami would be like it's like, oh, you don't understand her. You weren't there in the 90s when we watched this show. You had to be there.
No.
But no, she's cool. She's cool.
I mean, I watched the show 3 years ago, and like I immediately loved her. So there you go.
Okay, next one. This is my hottest take. This is probably gonna be my hottest.
What? Oh yes, I'm ready for this. What do you have to say about Syrup Village?
Going at 8 here. Okay, firstly, title misleading. Like, I think when I thought about it, I thought there'd be like syrup in this village, but there isn't. Like, that's just the name of the village. It has nothing to do with syrup. I don't know. I thought like it'd be like, oh my god! I just realized because in one part of the arc, I think Nami they set up a trap in an area and it's like a sticky like spot or whatever. Is that why it's called Syrup Village? Because it's like that one sticky spot.
I think
The
the island must produce syrup. I think probably.
Okay,
I don't quite remember.
It is never brought up. That's the case.
It doesn't never brought up. Maybe that's why they call it Syrup Village. Because like Luffy's like do you remember like Luffy's town like where where Shanks got his like arm bit off? It was called Windmill Village.
Hello,
Like,
hello, Lech Gang. Welcome to the stream. My favorite One Piece episode is the one where Goku did the Sengan and beat up the crap out of the Yakami.
Oh my god, no spoilers. No spoilers in chat.
So
JPEG's
many
just
spoilers.
getting started, y'all.
Okay,
Y'all.
I have heard places that say that like Syrup Village is where a lot of people like drop it. They're just like, I don't want to watch this anymore. This is taking too long. This is like awful. It's like a slog to get through. Now, granted, I watched the One Piece version, which is like 7 episodes. So maybe that. Wait, no, it's not 7. It's gotta be longer than 7. 9. It's 9 episodes. No, 7. It is 7. I didn't find it slow at all. Like I found it pretty fun. I think Usopp is a character that I'm like, I love that. And I've explained to you why. Because I feel like these kinds of like underdog characters, they're already like, they already have good social skills. They're like, charming, good looking. It's like, oh, I'm the loser guy, but he has like a harem or whatever. Usopp is not that.
Exactly.
Usopp's not that. He's kind of a freak. He's kind of a coward, a liar, a loser. Everyone bullies him.
Yeah.
He's kind of ugly looking. I'm like, yeah, I kind of like this. I kind of vibe with this.
Yeah, Sally. Yeah, I think the problems with Syrup Village most people have from what I've heard are like the pacing and like maybe One Piece fixed that for you.
Yeah.
Thankfully. And yeah, initially a lot of people said that they didn't like Usopp, which is crazy to me because I loved Usopp.
I love him. He's
I
such a
thought he
little
was great.
freak. He's such a shrimpy freak. I fucking love him.
He's such a loser. No, he's so good. I love it. I do love Usopp.
I don't watch the Muppets, but he does remind me. I said this to you before. He reminds me of Gonzo the Great. He has like a big nose. His voice in the dub like, I'm Usopp. Hello, everybody. I'm Gonzo the Great. He kind of sounds like that.
Oh my god.
He's like, I'm Captain Usopp.
The voices are like very similar, and it like freaked me out at first when I first heard it. I was like, really? Gods? And then I heard like I saw one clip of like the dub Usopp, and I'm like, oh my god, it is gone. It's fucking gone. So.
Like, I don't know the Muppets that well. Like I was like, wait a second. I thought that was so funny.
Yeah, evil. Oh yes, this is the one with the evil cat guy. Oh, this is where
The
Let's
evil-
Gang stopped and
Yeah,
as well.
I don't blame
What do you have
memes.
to say about what do you have to say about the evil cat guy, JPEG? What are your thoughts
Okay,
on him?
the evil cat guy. Are you talking about? Oh, you're talking about Captain Kuro. I thought okay, Captain Kuro has like two sidekicks who are also like cats, and they're like the worst characters I've ever seen. I hate them. I don't know if you know what I'm talking about. They're kind of forgettable, but he has
Yes,
like two like cat henchmen.
Yes, I do remember. You probably I don't think you'll ever see them again, probably.
I mean, I doubt we'll see any like any of these characters. Anyway, I kind of like him because his plan is like really stupid and petty, but I'm like I kind of like this plan because it's so dumb. He like works with the family for. By the way, this is gonna be a spoiler stream if we haven't established that.
Yeah.
For like 3 years, he works with the rich family, right? And I'm like, and he secretly is like gonna betray them, and I'm like, this is like so petty, but I love it. So fucking petty. And it's like oh, he could have like stolen the goods and killed the family like early on. It's like no, but where's the fun in that? It's like I'm manipulating them. You know,
A lot of people like clown on this guy because they think what his idea is so dumb. What do you mean? And I guess that's criticism
I mean,
that
like
I've heard. But like
they don't do this anymore. I don't think. Maybe they will in the future. But he's like a retired pirate. I feel like the show doesn't really focus on like, okay, what do you do after you're done with the pirating? You know, so he settled down for a few years, and he went on a little retirement, and then he came back after 3 years to wreak some havoc, right?
well, you'll see some more retired pirates in the later arcs, I will say.
Ooh,
No spoilers.
no spoilers.
No spoilers.
But yeah, he just I don't know. He like he's in retirement. He chills for 3 years, and he's like, okay, I'm out of retirement. Let's fuck some shit up. And then even then, he like betrays his own crew because he's so petty. I kind of love that. He's so fucking petty. I love him. Also, the thing with the glasses where he pushes his glasses up really stupidly because of his claws. Like, it's so dumb. I love it. I don't know. I mean, I think this is the one where the analogy. Okay, what's the best word for it? Illusion, analogy, whatever. The allusion to The Boy Who Cried Wolf and Pinocchio with Usopp is like very obvious. I don't know. I kind of liked it. He's like a little liar boy. Learns not to lie. Well, actually, no, that's not true. He learned to lie more, if anything. You know, the town doesn't believe him, so he's like, fine, I've been lying my whole life. All right, I'm gonna shave the town. It's pretty good.
So
Yeah.
what else is there? Yeah, I think I've said all I wanted to say about Zero Village. Yeah, pacing was not that great for. Maybe I need to rewatch it through one pace though.
Yeah.
But yeah, I love Usopp. I will say he's great.
I will say, and this is probably one of the only arcs that like this. I don't think there's like rewatch value. This might be the one with no rewatch value. But like if you rewatch it, you'll be like, yep, that's the same. It's beat for beat, pretty much what I got the first time. Like everything else, you could rewatch it and like pick up something new. This is one that's like you could watch it one time and you're done. That's fine. Let's see the chat. Literally me, the one with the evil cat. You're also a shrimp. I watched One Piece with my brother and he pronounces it Yusup. Yusup.
Yusup. Yusup. Yusup.
Not me listening, despite never. Yeah, I don't think many people in the server have. But where was I? God, I don't know. I found it like charming and shit. I might be very in the minority with this.
No, I think there's like I think that I would say that for like all the initial arcs of One Piece, especially Romance Dawn. It has a certain charm to it that's like very to me, and continued
You're cutting out a
watching
bit.
it.
But yeah.
Oh no. Oh no.
I think
Oh no.
I think Usopp as a character where it's like he wants to be tough, but also his way of being tough is being a nuisance. It's kind of like there are a lot of characters like that, and I feel like they don't learn that they're a nuisance. Here it's like Usopp's like, okay, I'm a bit of a nuisance. I've been bringing so much grief to this town by pissing them off. Pirates are coming, but pirates aren't really, freaking them out and shit. So the fact that he goes self-aware about that and he wants to grow, it's cool. I don't really like characters that are like, I want to be a man, I want to be tough and learn to be brave. But I think it works for me with Usopp just because he is like such a cowardly shrimp.
Yeah, he has a lot. I think he has a lot more to overcome
than like
clearly
other
to get to his
protagonists
goal.
in that mold, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Oh man. Okay. Anyway, Baratier,
Baratier.
aka the arc I watched in my car. So the thing with this arc is that like it's weird how it like already changed the formula like 4 arcs in, where it's not really an island. They go to a boat that's like a restaurant. And I thought that was really fun discovering the world where it's like this. Okay, I guess this guy's another retired pirate where he wants to be he's like a chef, right? I forgot his name. Oh my gosh, I forgot his name. Zeph. Yeah. Zeph. And this is where we introduce Sanji. Here's the thing about Sanji. I had no idea about his obsession with girls. I did not know that going into this. It was kind of a jump scare that he was the pervert. I thought Usopp would be the pervert character. I didn't realize it was Sanji. I had no idea.
Oh my god.
I had like no idea that he was like the token pervert character. Barate. These are interesting arc names. Yeah, they're all named after like the location. Barate is the name of like the restaurant ship. And I don't know. I think. Look, I'm gonna be so honest. I'm not really like a battle fight guy, if that makes sense. Where it's like that battle was so cool. I'd be like, yeah, I guess so. I guess it was cool.
Do you think I am?
I
am not as.
Like if there's like emotional weight where it's like they're fighting to protect something, or there's like a history between the characters, or there's deeper context, then sure. And that happens like pretty soon actually. That's when that starts to develop. But for early on, they're just kind of fighting for the sake of fighting, right?
Yes, exactly.
They fight like little henchmen. So
my man. Oh, Gon's in chat.
Yeah, Gon's happy about Sanji. Gon loves Sanji.
Yeah.
Usopp is Robin's favorite. You think she'd like that? Well, okay. I didn't know Usopp was Robin's favorite when I got into this. I thought Nami was Robin's favorite. Usopp's probably my favorite.
They're both. Yeah, Usopp is one of my favorites. Yes, next to Nami.
I'm trying to think about
I mean, you'd be actually very surprised how many women actually love Sanji, like love Sanji, and I see a lot more guy fans be more annoyed with him.
I love Barate is like kind of the opposite problem of Syrup Village, where you can rewatch it and have fun, but I feel like there's not a lot of substance there, with the exception of the flashback with Sanji's backstory. I think that's like the one important part, right? I'm trying to think. Also, no, that's right. There's so many like minor characters that like they were set up to be kind of important, but they're not really. There's those 2 guys. I forgot their name. One of them's named Johnny. I don't remember the other guy.
John, like the other chefs, the other chefs, or
no, like the little like they helped with the Straw Hats for like a few episodes.
Oh, right.
Johnny and like Bobby or something. I don't remember the other guys.
Yeah, I think they're like other they're like other bounty hunters. I think that Zoro knows.
Yeah. And like, I don't know, they were set up to be like, like NPCs of the crew. Maybe they're not like the main members, but maybe they're like here and there. So like, oh, tell Johnny to do the taxes for us or something. Yeah. But they kind of disappear.
Yeah, they're more so pawns, if anything. I think to like, just move the story along.
Like
in some cases,
the fandom hyped up these characters, so I guess when I went into it, I was kind of expecting them to be a lot bigger than they were.
Wait, the fandom hyped these characters.
They're like, yo, Johnny, yo! But they didn't really do anything.
I did not realize there were big fan bases around these 2 characters. I've never heard of them before I got into this show. Yes, Nami is my fave over Usopp. Usopp is a very close second. I've said this before.
Johnny. Then there's Don Krieg, who's the main antagonist, and he he sucks. He's like
Yeah.
not like as a human being, like as a character. He's kind of like, oh, he's just evil. Okay,
He's fine.
He's just
Yeah,
evil.
he's passable as a villain, I guess. But then there's someone else who comes in to the arc later on who poses, I guess, a bigger threat.
3 arcs. Well,
What were
we yapped a lot in the beginning of Mara. That's why
Oh yeah.
we yapped a lot. Um,
hmm
wait, who are you talking about actually?
World's strongest swordsman,
Oh, right.
Dracula Mihawk.
Right. I forgot about him. So, I said that, like, I'm not the biggest fan of Zoro, but, like, this moment was really cool. Where he pulls out, like, a very tiny sword and starts to fight with, like, 3 swords, and he still can't match up to him. I thought that was really neat. It did come out of nowhere, though. I will say that Mihawk just kind of was like, oh, I'm here now. Okay, I'm leaving. Bye.
Yep. Yeah, he
Miranda.
literally. I mean, that's the reason he gave. He literally like got bored. That's why he like slashed John Creek's ship, and like basically decided to just like ride on over on like, I think it was like a coffin boat, which was like so funny
Yeah.
as well.
Yeah. This is one of those arcs where I feel like it had a lot of to do, didn't have a whole lot of time to do it. And it mostly feels like a transition where we have to like introduce all these characters, introduce the world, introduce Sanji's backstory and all that, and separate the crew for a little bit because very early on, Nami, and I think Usopp and Zoro as well, they kind of separate from the group, right? To go to the next place.
Yes.
And that's like
Yes, they
one of
do.
the only time so far where like they just kick out characters. They're like, okay, you three, you're not here. We'll see you. We'll see you in the next one. They don't really do that anymore.
Yeah. They will continue doing that. I will say.
Yeah.
Separating the Straw Hats is a common thing that will occur in the arcs. They
Yeah,
each
no.
have their own things to do.
There's a fuckload of them later on, so I would expect that.
Yeah.
Where was I? Trying to think what else there's to say about this. The backstory with Sanji, that is like still like probably my favorite backstory so far of the characters.
Oh yeah.
Just because it wasn't expected, and in the anime, they changed the backstory a little bit, so it's not like the most gory thing ever. But I think like even watching the anime without context of the manga, I kind of knew what they censored, and I was like, what the hell? That is so dark.
Yeah.
You know what I'm like lightly alluding to it,
Yes.
but
Yes. We can talk about it, right? You spoilered, or is there like censor?
no, it's fine. It's fine. So in the anime, a guy loses his leg. Zeph loses his leg. And it's like, no, I
Yeah.
lost it in the accident. I'm like, no, you ate your own leg. Don't lie. Don't even lie about that.
Yeah,
That's pretty obvious what they were alluding to, but they censored it in the anime.
Yes, he did in fact eat his own leg. It just.
I love that backstory. It's I don't know. It's just him, Sanji, and Zeph. They were like on a rock. They were starving together, and he gave him all the food, and it was like, oh, you're hoarding all the food. And it was just all like the stolen riches. It was like, no, I was a pirate.
Yeah.
I can't eat this. This is all worthless. All this gold
Yes.
and treasure is worthless. I was like, oh man, that's tough. And then he started a restaurant to help other pirates, not starve. I was like, oh, it's good. I like that.
Yeah.
I hope he comes back. He's cool. I
Yeah.
like Zeph. He's cool. I hope he comes back.
Oh, Zeph is great.
He's cool.
Very great. And yes, Sanji's backstory, I think it really hits, and initially it's one of like the stronger ones in the first few arcs. I will say.
Yeah. I don't really like the mentor-mentee like archetype usually. I feel like sometimes in anime it's a little too like forced or by the numbers or too like friendly, but here it was like, okay, I like this. They have like a bit of like an antagonistic relationship. They're not like related by blood or anything. They're kind of forced to work together for a little bit. I thought that was cute. I like their mentor-mentee relationship.
Yeah. Yeah, that moment when like he's like tells him to like bundle when he like says goodbye to him when he's leaving, and like Sanji's like reasons for like not wanting to leave Zeph initially, like it does come from like a place of love, you can tell.
Yeah.
And like I thought that was very sweet.
Love
That was
and-
very sweet.
Love and gaslighting. They do a lot of gaslighting.
Yeah, like gaslighting.
They like
And
gaslight him. They're like,
gaslighting.
fuck you, Sanji. Your cooking sucks. They do that so. Oda does that so much early on. He like gaslights all those characters.
And maybe Sanji deserves it a little bit. He's a
Yeah.
pathetic little boy.
Yeah, he's not a pervert just yet, and maybe One Piece like cuts out a lot of the moments, but like later on,
No, I don't. I think initially he's not meant to be like pervert. He's meant to be like portrayed as like a gentleman.
yeah, he's
I think
like gentlemanly. And to be fair, that's because
He's
there's no
very-
females in this arc, so maybe that's why. Maybe that's why we
Yeah.
didn't see it.
That's true.
Oh man. I'm trying to think. There's like one more thing I wanted to say. I forgot what it was. Oh, Dawn Creek sucks. What was the other thing I wanted to say? Crap, I forgot.
Damn.
Gaslighting.
Shoot.
Food. Crap, I forgot.
Food. Mihawk ups and leaves. Luffy and Sanji. Oh, there's Jin. Did you want to talk about him? The
No,
guy like Sanji gives food to. I don't
no,
know.
he doesn't deserve
I'm
it. No, I'm kidding.
He doesn't deserve it. He's fine, I guess.
There's something else. It was like bugging me. I don't remember what it is. Oh well, he'll come back to me. But yeah, Barati. Or I keep saying Barati. It's Barate. Barate.
Baratier. Say it with me.
Baratier. Hot take A, but under Syrup Village, and the reason why is because Syrup Village has synergy with the Straw Hats. Baratier like doesn't because like half of them leave. So yeah.
Yeah.
This has better moments because of like the backstory and stuff, but also like some of the fights are like, okay, they're fine. Oh, okay, Sandy's legs. That's what I want to talk about. Sandy's legs.
Oh yes.
I love that. It's so creative. It's like they have to like come up with concept to come up with like cool fighting moves because he doesn't use his hands. Sandy has to use his legs and shit.
Wait, what is bullshit gone? I'm confused.
Because I put it in low A but not high A.
Oh, like lower than Syrup Village. I think that's fair. I do like this. I do prefer synergy and like character moments between the Straw Hats more than like the action-packed stuff. So
yeah, no, they separate.
why you
Like
like
most of the arc is just fighting. Like the flashback is really good, but you know between the flashback, there's not a whole lot going on. There's stuff about like Sanji and food and giving food to people and cook, and that's good. I love the character stuff, but I mean, this arc had a lot to do, and I don't think it did it amazingly. Arlong Park, on the other hand, I think this one is I think a lot of people say this is the first like really mind-blowing arc that'll like, you know, shake your perception of the show. And I agree. I think in hindsight it's not like the most legendary thing ever, but I'd still put it as. Right.
I think compared to like all the other arcs that you've seen in East Blue so far, I think the comparison to like Arlong and watching that's kind of like what shifts people's perceptions of the show.
Yeah. Arlong Park is another one where it's a lot of fighting, but this is the first one where I feel like every character has like a moment to shine when they're fighting against Arlong's like little henchmen. We get like the little shark monster bastards, the fish guys, and it's like, what the heck? You have like walking fishmen. Usopp fucking dies several times in this arc, which is kind of funny.
No, yeah.
Nami stabs Usopp and kills him. It's horrible.
Oh no.
But this is the one that really fleshes out Nami, and I'm really glad that they saved her for like basically the ending of East Blue. We see her backstory with her sister and her like foster mom, and it is like, holy fuck, that is heartbreaking.
I know. Oh my gosh.
I still prefer Sanji's a little more, but like holy shit, this is like another moment where my jaw dropped. And I don't really do that with anime. Things don't really shock me as much as this one did. I don't know why, because it's like, you know, it's not even like unexpected. It was just like, god damn, it's so sad. It's so sad. So sad. Also, like none of them are related, even though all three of them, the mom and the two sisters, have the same face. You know. It's another thing is like this one is like Nami and the townspeople and Arlong's gang, like they're all trying to one up each other. I find that kind of funny.
Yeah.
Where it's like Nami, it's like, oh Nami, you're my slave, and it's like, no, I'm a double agent, and then Down's like, yes, we knew, but we weren't gonna tell you, and it's like, they're constantly like one up each other. It's kind of like Light and L with Death Note.
To be fair to Nami, she kind of like started like Arlong kind of basically like recruited her at like a very, very young age. And like for most of her formative years, she kind of like had to work under him. And so like it kind of made sense why like a child thought, okay, I could probably like just buy my village back from him. Right?
Yeah.
From him one.
God. And like, I don't know, it does a really good job at retroactively explaining why she's the way that she is with money and thief and treasure and all that stuff. Which sadly goes away later on. I feel like she's not nearly as much. And like I get it because she's free from Arlong, so she doesn't need to as much. But I don't know, I really like that where she's very like money grubbing, you know?
I think I think her obsession with money it's played off as a joke in later arcs, and it's very funny sometimes. But like I think it's very clear her need for it doesn't come from a place of greed. I think it does come from a place of like stability and wanting a safety net.
Yeah.
Clearly, because like after you could see how she grew up and like the the conditions and the environment she grew up in, and spending so much of her formative years believing that making enough money would be able to like save her village from through buying it back. It explains a lot of the reasons why she's so obsessed, high strung
Yeah.
over money in later arcs, and why she might be upset when like they carelessly spend money.
Yeah.
Well, and like I do think being with the Straw Hats is very healing for her, in a way, and like her hatred for pirates, and like what I do love about this arc and I like you know, like in the initial she like hates pirates.
Yeah.
Arlong is the reason why she hates pirates, right? And the reason why she's like become like this catbird is trying to steal
You're cutting off a bit, but yeah.
Oh no! Oh no! During my Nami rant, unbelievable. Unbelievable.
Rant.
My Nami tirade.
I love how they showcase Nami's, I wouldn't say flaws, but like her character traits early on, and it takes until this arc to really like show why she's like that, you know, retroactively explaining it, which I prefer than like, you know, you showcase the character whilst their backstory is being shown. Does that make sense? It's like
yeah.
You let Nami simmer with you for a bit, and then you explain the backstory, and I kind of like that they had the patience to do that. I don't know. I really like Arlong Park. I think this is the first arc where they really show the extent of Luffy's stretchy powers, because like fucking like he's like drowning, so he puts his like head above the water, so his neck is really fucking long, which I was like, god damn. Lots of creativity with the fact that they're sharks, so they have like, you know, natural weaknesses. They can't like breathe underwater. They have like sharp teeth. They have like big noses and stuff. I was like, oh, that's pretty cool. It's pretty creative. Usopp uses his science powers or whatever to like shoot people with like slingshots. It's pretty good.
No, I think it's very well. I think it is a very well balanced arc. I think with like all the fight scenes and like what's going on with Nami's backstory and all that, and how it all unravels. And yeah, Nami's just an amazing character, and I love what they did for her, what Oda did for her with this arc. Yeah, I do love how as seeing she hates pirates, and then seeing like in the initial arcs how she like slowly warms up to Luffy and like the others, but she kind of has to like push back. You know, we obviously see that.
Yeah.
And then like and then coming back to like her accepting help from the Straw Hats and like pirates who she hates. It's just in the end, I'm going on a Nami tangent. I deserve it, okay? I didn't get to do this in the pod, so I'm doing it now. This is my But yes, I love Arlong. It's still one of my favorite arcs. Looking back, Nami is still my number one favorite character from the show. And yeah.
This really showed Luffy's leadership skills. Yeah, no, I mean, what I love about Luffy, and I don't want to go too long, but is that like he's like, no, you're gonna be my friend whether you like it or not. We're friends. I believe in you. And I'm like, oh, that's cute. He believes in his friends. I love that. I love that. He's like, Nami's like, no, I'm a traitor, and he's like, no, you're my friend. You're on our crew. We need a navigator. And I'm like, oh, that's cute. I love that. Yeah, no, I mean, I don't know. I'm trying to think of what else to say about this arc. Belmir's cool. That's about
it. Yeah. I do. You said before that Luffy has an high like EQ.
Yeah.
And I would agree. I would agree. He's very intuitive, and like he never even heard Nami's backstory, like what she went through. But like even so, he still helped her in the end, which was very sweet.
Yeah. And like I love that he allows them. He gives them space. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Where it's like,
yes, absolutely.
Hey, Nami, I'm here to help you if you want, but if you want to do it by yourself, that's cool too. You know?
Exactly.
And I was
that's exactly when he helped.
That's cool. I like that.
He helped her exactly when she asked him to.
I feel like most protagonists are like, no, I'll help you whether you like it or not. You know? He's like, no, Nami, if you want to do this yourself, that's totally cool. You can do it yourself. If this is what you need to deal with, then go for it. I like the sister. I hope she comes back too. She's cool. I forgot her name. I forgot her.
Nojiko.
Nojiko. Yeah. She's cool.
She's great.
So yeah, no, I mean, okay, Buggy. Okay, this is not an arc. This is like the manga cover. From what I heard, it's like one, like panel per chapter, and so like little by little, it's like, you know, unravels to be a story. This is not a story. This is like.
Are you still ranking it?
I don't even want to rank that. Like, I don't want to put in D. It's not bad. It's just not an arc. I'm not gonna rank it.
Don't rank it. Don't rank it then.
It's basically Buggy and Alvira. By the way, Alvira, like, massive design change. But
Elvita, yeah.
Alvira, you didn't correct me. I said Alvira so many times.
I never heard you say that.
Alvita, yeah, design. And, like, it shows them coming together, and that's cool. Okay, what I will say about Long Park, one more thing. It feels kind of like the first Avengers movie, where it's like, this is the end of the beginning, and now we're gonna get into the meat of the story. And I was like, yeah, that's cool. I like that. Logtown is... Oh my god.
Be honest
Oh my
now.
God.
It's okay. It's okay.
Robin?
What? You won't get flamed for this.
No. Epilogue Town. That's what it is, isn't it? Or Prologue Town.
Yeah.
Could be Prologue Town, too.
Prologue.
God dang it.
Prologue.
We see where Roger was executed, which is cool. And Buggy and Alvita, they come together. It's like, oh, the villains are coming together. But then they fuck off and everyone runs away. It's like, okay, I guess we're just visiting. That's fine. We're just visiting. Oh, well, I guess we are introduced to Smoker and Tashigi, which is pretty cool. I think Tashigi's cool. I think Smoker's been weak sauce. Like, he has a cool design, a cool voice, but he's kind of weak sauce. He's kind of like, this is not like that. You're not that threatening. You've lost it. The Straw Hat Pirates like 4 times. Come on. You're not threatening.
Great. Man.
I'll put it in like C. It's fine. I'll put it like lowest. Yeah, I'll put it here. Cause like on one hand, it's cool to see like the old villains come back, but at the same time, they don't fight, and also it's Buggy and Alvita. It's like, what do you think? I don't have anything to say about this one. Also, you might for those that don't know, Logtown, Reverse Mountain, Whiskey, like they're 3 arcs. They're all like two episodes long. 2 episodes. It's like,
It was 2 episodes? Jeez, why did I remember it? Oh, you know what? I remember it being longer because there was probably more filler in it. Like, I don't know if you remember, do you remember anything about Sanji doing a cooking contest or like
no.
trying to get like, okay, that was probably filler. Okay, then do you
Usopp
remember like
doing what?
Usopp was trying to like he met like his hero or something, and like he was like, and his daughter. Do you remember that? Anything like that?
Oh yeah. Okay, I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, the daughter being like a little rat bastard, and it's like, Daddy, he beat me up, and the dad wants to beat the shit out of Usopp. Oh yeah, I remember that.
That was canon then, I guess. Okay.
Okay, I forgot to mention this about Usopp. In Syrup Village, it's mentioned that Usopp's like dad was like a member of Shanks's crew. That has not been brought up in like 80 episodes.
Yeah.
I feel like that's such an important detail, but it's just never brought up again.
I mean, Shanks isn't brought up either.
That's true.
So, this is they're doing their own thing, separate from their parental figures.
Shanks does make a small cameo in Logtown, I think. He's like, hello, goodbye.
Yes. Okay, so like, after Arlong, you get to see Luffy gets his first wanted poster.
Oh yeah. That's right. Yeah.
Right. So like this is like a detail I noticed on like rewatch, but like like the average like wanted bounty for like pirates in the East Blue is like I think 9,000 berries or something like that.
Yeah.
Or maybe less. And like Luffy gets like 30,000 in like immediately off the bat. So like yeah, it's a pretty big deal. Or was 30,000? I don't even remember.
30 million in the dub. It might be different in the manga, but yeah. It was in the millions. It was in the millions, yeah.
Was it in the millions?
I think so. I'm pretty sure.
Gosh. I'm blanking, man.
But yeah, Logtown is like, that's just a transition, which is fine. It's fine.
It's fine. It's a low key arc, and like I like the low key arcs because I like seeing the balance of the action packed stuff when Luffy fighting like corrupt dictators and like leaders of islands. But also, like, the Straw Hats just vibing and, like, going shopping and doing mundane tasks,
Yeah.
That's just who I am. That's just what I like. So, yeah, I did enjoy Logtown for what it was.
It was cool to learn a little bit about the history of... And by little, I mean really little. Of the history of Gold Roger. That was cool.
Yeah.
See where he was, like, executed and all that stuff. We don't know a lot about him, all things considered, despite him being such an important character. But, later on, we're learning, like, bits and pieces here and there.
Yeah, you get a little teeny.
Was this revealed where his name is Gold D-Rod? Was that here or was that a little later? I don't remember. That might have been a little later.
I don't remember.
I don't fully remember, but I thought that was so funny. I was like, that's a big reveal. Really? His name is Gold D-Roger? Okay.
Yeah. Yep.
But yeah, no, I mean, prologue, epilogue.
Yeah.
A lot of people theorize that this is where the show's gonna end, and I'm like, I can kind of see it. I can see that being where the show ends. Yeah, Reverse Mountain. I mentioned this to you, but they do the Hachiko thing again. Like they already did that in Orange Town. They're doing it again with like the animal loses its owners, and now it's like it wants the owners back, and it's like waiting there. This was cut in the 4Kids because like they don't want to show up a whale like hurting itself, basically.
Yeah.
I actually okay. Here is my hot take. Even though some of these things are like 1 or 2 episodes long, if it's short, I don't mind it. Right? If it was like paced around its length, and I feel like this one was paced around its length. It's short. It's like they just go inside a whale. They meet an old guy. They tell a sad backstory, and that's about it. You can finish it in like 40 minutes. I don't know. I like. It's probably criminal to put this above Bharati, but it's like it's 2 episodes. It was paced well. I'll put it here.
Oh wow! Look at that.
I don't have a lot to say other than I forgot what it's called. The red X's or whatever. What's that called?
The red X's.
The mountain. Duh, idiot. Reverse mountain. That's what it's called. I'm an idiot. I thought that was cool. You had the calm line. You had the grand line. I don't know. It really did feel like, all right, let's get out of East Blue. Now we're in the badass parts where apparently the rest of the 900 episodes take place in. But yeah. I think. No,
yeah.
That's a lie. Skypiea. They literally leave Skypiea. But, what else did there to say? I don't know.
Not much. Should we just move on to the next one? Oh, you would get. I guess we can talk about this with like the next arc because you are introduced to some other characters.
Oh yeah, we're introduced to the greatest character ever. I love this character so much.
Cutting.
Oh, am I cutting? Hello?
A little bit for me. You're good. You're good.
Okay, I was lagging a bit there. We get introduced in Reverse Mountain to like one of my favorite characters, and it's so great when a minor character ends up being like super important. You just don't realize it yet. We get introduced to the one, the only, Mr. 9. I fucking love him. No, I'm kidding. No, I love Mr. 9, but that's not who it is. No, Miss Wednesday, aka Vivi. She's great. Holy shit, she is so great. But yeah, here she's just like a random henchman. You don't think much of her, but then the next arc, Whiskey Peak, it's like holy shit, she's so fucking important. She's incredibly important. So basically they're just like, hey, can you be our taxi? We just need to go to Whiskey Peak. And it's like, okay, we'll take you to Whiskey Peak. And then we get introduced to, I don't know if you've seen Hunter x Hunter, but basically the Phantom Troop, not Phantom Thieves.
Yeah,
I've seen series.
I've seen Hunter.
The forgot that. Baroque Works. That's the name.
Yep, that's it.
And it's like they're like, oh, here, have our food, have our drinks. It's like a nice little like ravine area. Turns out no, they're scamming them. Dun dun dun. And everyone is like asleep except for Zoro, who figures it out and like okay. I know I complained about Zoro earlier, but this is probably the best Zoro's ever been. He just beats the shit out of like all of them. I was like, holy shit, Zoro's awesome.
Yeah.
And then Luffy, who's like drunk and shit, he gets so mad. And a lot of people say it's forced, and I agree, but it is funny.
It's funny. It's just funny.
Zoro,
like that's just.
Zoro Luffy just fight. It's so unexpected because it's not like Zoro, I understand you're not thinking straight or whatever. No, he's just like fuck you, Zoro. And they fight. I'll kill you. That was so funny.
Oh my god.
Especially because like Luffy was like bloated, so he looked really fat.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Oh my god.
It's good action, good comedy. I love Baroque Works. I love that Vivi. Okay, Miss Wednesday is secretly the princess of Alabasta, and there's this whole conspiracy where her and I forgot the name, the big like king guy, not Mr. 9, the other king guy, they're like double agents, I guess, and they have to go to Alabasta to save it. I was like, yeah, holy shit, we're on a side quest.
Yeah.
Which, this is the first and so far only side quest, I think. I actually don't remember. Why did they go to Skypiea in the first place? I don't remember. Why did they go to Skypiea? That's for later. But I don't remember.
Okay. Do you remember? So, like in the initial arc, they were introduced. You got log poses, and that's basically how they like travel to islands, and like it was pointing up to the Sky Island, and they wanted to go up there. That was like the next destination, according to the log pose, and that's why they went to the Sky Island essentially.
God. Okay, yeah. Whoa, does every fucking pirate need to do that? Jesus Christ.
Yeah, every pirate, like in the Grand Line, at least needs a log pose to travel, essentially.
No, do they have to go to Skype? Does every pirate need to go to fucking Skype?
No, the thing is, I think it's different. I think for it can be different, like the which islands you go to first.
Yeah.
Depends how it depends on like how the compass like calibrates, I guess.
I see. And I love the log
Yeah.
posts. It's like I was a little worried that it's like this feels a little unnatural that they have to go to island to island. Like why don't you just sail straight? But they explain it with needing well, firstly supplies, but also like the log post explains why they have to like dock for a few days, right? Which I was worried about that. I was worried that it would feel unnatural. They just like island hopping, where it's like you can just skip some islands, right? Just leave. But they explain it in universe, which is pretty cool. Anyway, Whiskey Peak, more like Whiskey Peak.
Oh my god, holy shit, it's so good.
I think it's just like for me, it's good because of its length. It's 2 episodes. It's like that's fine. I can watch 2 episodes.
Mhm.
It didn't drag because there was no time to drag. There's no room. It's just fighting and funny, and Vivi, who's cool. I love Vivi.
Me.
Baroque Works. You know, I love Baroque Works. I can kind of like, you know, they're not super developed, but also like whatever. It's just evil X-Men, which is kind of funny.
It's a fun time. It's a great time, action packed, and it builds up a lot for future arcs.
Oh yeah. I don't know.
It sets up it's a setup arc, but like it sets up a lot.
Oh yeah. I think this is about Hunter x Hunter, but my gripes about the Phantom Troop is that like there's a lot of them, and I feel like a lot of them are just kind of in the background. They're just kind of like cool looking, like the edgy, hot topic aesthetic. But here, I feel like a lot of the members of Baroque Works, they get to like show their unique X-Men powers, basically, which is kind of cool. Kind of cool. Next up, we have Little Garden, and this is one that I'm surprised the live action is actually adapting, just because I feel like it is kind of like unnecessary at times. But then again, also there are a lot of things that get used later, like Mr. I think 3? Is it Mr. 3? Or is it Mr. 5? I don't remember. The wax guy. You know, like there's like a little birthday cake that he sets up.
Yeah, that's Mr. 3.
And okay. Another comment about Whiskey Peak is that like Usopp and Sanji are just asleep the entire time, which is kind of funny. Here, Sanji gets sidelined again, which I noticed, but it does come into play later because he's like pretending to be like one of the Baroque Works members to like fool the captain, I guess. Fool Crocodile.
Yeah. Yep.
But yeah, no, I mean like it's an island, 2 giants, and then like, you know, the group is separated and talks to each of the giants, and then it turns out that Baroque Work like interferes and shit. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know what to say about this one. I really don't.
I liked it. I love the two giants, Dory and Broggy. They're just so fun. I feel.
Yeah, they're beefing about stuff that they don't even remember.
Yeah.
It's kind of funny.
Yeah, exactly. I think they're a lot of fun, and yeah, this was like the first introduction to giants in the world, so I love that.
Oh yes, I
And
know that the manga is currently in Elbaf, which is what they were talking about, which is crazy. That it was set up so long ago now, right?
Yep. After so many, after like 1,000 chapters later, we made it to
Elbaf.
It's great though.
I will put Little Garden in like I'll put it in B. I thought the giants were cool. I thought some of the fights were cool, but it's like, you know, it's one of those like transitionary arcs. I did like Sanji's little spy mission away from the group. I thought that was kind of cool.
Yeah, that was great.
Okay, no, okay.
I will say one.
Oh yeah, sorry. I was gonna mention Usopp,
Yep.
where it's like Usopp's like, I want to be a warrior because of the
Yeah.
the giants. I was
Yeah,
like,
he
that's
was
cute.
inspired. He was inspired by the giants, and that was very sweet.
That was cool. That was cool.
It was cool. And one thing I also liked about this arc was like when they were, you know, about to be like covered and frozen in like wax, Zoro decided to just like pose. like a dumbass.
He's posing for the camera. He wants to look good.
Yeah.
I thought that was
And
funny.
he's like, if I'm gonna be frozen, I gotta look chic. I gotta look swag.
We need more like arrogant Zoro. It's like, I feel like he's kind of generic. Like I liked it when he's like arrogant and shit. Or when he's like head over
Like,
heels because of Tashi. He's like, oh, you remind me of my like old crush or whatever. I love it. I love when he's such a dork. I love it when he's a dork. I don't like it when he's a badass.
Yeah.
When he's a dork, he's
Yeah,
so
like not like arrogant badass, like, huh, I could totally feel like you're pathetic. Like more like, haha. I want to. I'm gonna pose like this because if I'm frozen, I'm gonna be frozen looking cool.
Oda is the Andrew Hussey of manga foreshadow. Who's Andrew Hussey? Who's that?
I'm not familiar.
Homestuck. Okay, that's okay. That's okay. Homestuck.
Dumb Zoro is my fave Zoro. Exactly.
God.
Dumb Zoro is best Zoro.
Dumb
Himbo
Zoro.
Himbo Zoro.
Himbo Zoro.
I mean, not quite himbo because he's not like always nice, but like he's still he has himbo tendencies, which I love.
Yeah, now that I think about it, to me, Zoro has like such high highs, like Whiskey Peak, and then like, well, I wouldn't say low lows. He's just kind of there, being a badass. And it's like,
yeah.
he's just a badass. So yeah, Little Garden, it's like low B, it's fine. Yeah, they go there. It's cute. It's like a jungle with giants. There's giant animals, I think, as well, right? The giant animals.
Yeah, they're fun.
I wish there were more of the animals, though. The animals are cool. Anyway, Drum Island is like... Okay, if it didn't introduce Chopper, I would assume it's a filler arc, because, like, there's nothing about Baroque arcs here. I think what I love about Vivi is that you have a character who, like, kind of, like, goes with the crew, and, like, correct me if I'm wrong, they don't really do that anymore. I feel like this is, like, the one time they do it. They have, like, an honorary member.
I won't spoil for future arcs.
I think the problem with, and it's not her fault, it's just her existing, is that mentally you're like, okay, there's an end goal, and this is not the end goal, right? You're like, when are we gonna get to the end goal with her? So, Little Garden's fine because it's shorter, but, like, I don't know. Here, the entire time was like, okay, she's not gonna, this is not her ending yet, so can't expect much from her. Let's get to Alabasta. That was kind of my reaction. It was kind of like waiting for it. I still enjoyed Drum Island, though. It's the cold place, where it's like doctors are banned because of, I forgot his name. He has a really stupid name. Wapple or something like that?
Wapple. Yeah, Wapple.
Yeah, and so we see Jamie Lee Curtis, who's like Chopper's, like...
Yeah. Exactly.
And then we have this and like, a lot of people say this is like a really sad backstory. I didn't think it was that sad. I thought it was cute, but not that sad. And don't get me wrong, the doctor guy is like, that is such a me character to enjoy. Like, he's a doctor, he's a bit of an asshole, he's an old man, he's like Doofenshmirtz and Rick Sanchez from Rick and Morty, right? But, like, I don't know.
Doctor Hero look.
Yeah, it's like yeah, that's like all the characters I usually like, but I didn't really vibe with it that much. It's fine.
I think, yeah.
I didn't hate him. I was like, this is all the makings of a character I like, but I don't like him that much,
Yeah, I didn't mind the side quest for a doctor, and I do like that we get to see, like, this is more of like, we get to see Vivi, like, bonding with the Straw Hats a little bit more as well, and, like, getting closer to them, and I think that works well, especially with the later arcs, and, like, how important she becomes to them.
Yeah.
But I really love the atmosphere of Drum Island when, like, we're first introduced to it in the show.
Drum.
And yeah, Drum Island. Is it Drum or Drum
No,
Island?
it's just one drum. It's just one drum.
Why do I remember it being called Drum?
Yeah, because you're thinking of gum fruit.
Maybe that's why. The devil fruit.
God.
But yeah, Wapple, yeah, he's not really the coolest or the most flashy villain. He's sometimes not even that threatening, to be honest, like, in terms of strength. But I think he's still presented like an obvious threat in like trying to not provide healthcare for all the citizens. But yeah, I think Chopper and his backstory, I think, are the strongest aspects of this arc.
Yeah.
Still, either way, and I think it still really hits, even after all this time.
So Reverse Mountain, Whiskey Peak, and arguably Little Garden, I feel like they kind of, and Logtown as well, they kind of lose the historical, like, allusions and connotations. I feel like Drum Island, I wouldn't say it's entirely, like, historical, but it's a commentary on, like, healthcare, right? Which I kind of love, just because it's been, like, kind of absent. The last ones are just, like, fun adventures. Here it's like, okay, we're bringing back the social commentary, which I love.
Yeah.
Wapple is probably, like, the most, like, gremlin fucking villain, because he, like, just eats shit, and he becomes it. I was like, what the fuck? This is, like, another Don Creek situation where he's just evil for the sake of being evil, but also he's such a goober that I love him, because he's such an asshole. He's just unapologetically a fucking asshole.
Yeah. Don Don Krieg doesn't have any gooberisms to him though.
Yeah, he's just a
Ah,
guy.
he's just a guy.
He sucks. Fuck the Kuro haters. Don Krieg's the real like low point of
Yeah.
East Blue. But yeah, anyway, yeah, so I mean it is cool because I feel like shows don't really focus on like the health, not mental health, but like physical health aspect. So it's cool that they acknowledge it. Like, yeah, characters can get sick, yeah, characters can get injured. They need doctors, and you have Chopper for that.
Mhm.
Who's cool? Chopper's
Yeah.
doctoring. It
Woo.
was nice to see a cold island for once. That's cool. I'm trying to think of what else there is to say about Drum Island. Yeah,
We can just move on to the next one then.
yeah.
You don't want to talk.
I don't really have much. I'll put like
I hope you're cutting. Is it just for me?
you're
Or is
the
he
one.
cutting?
I'm fine. You're the one lagging. I'll put it high B. I don't really have much to say.
Is the stream still ongoing?
Yes, the stream's still ongoing. I'm fine.
Oh no.
One Piece and their social commentary.
JPEG, are you still there?
Yes,
Nope.
I'm here. I'm fine. You're the one lagging, not
No.
me. You're the one lagging.
Oh. Oh, it's me this time. Okay, fine. It was me this time.
It's you all the time.
No, it isn't.
Okay, Drum Island. Chopper. I'm legit struggling with things to say. I don't really know what to say anymore. Okay, no, okay. It is shocking that there's like almost nothing to do with Baroque works here. Just considering the fact that the next one is like Alabasta. Like there's like
Mhm.
pretty much it's just to introduce Chopper, which is cool
Mhm.
because I love Chopper, but like man, it. Okay, no, okay. Big Chopper when he turns into like the big reindeer guy. That was a jump scare to me because I did not know anything about that. That genuinely shocked me. How are they gonna do that in live action? How are they
I
gonna
have
do that?
no idea. I have no idea. Oh my god.
Like that genuinely scared me. I was like, what? I had no idea he could do that.
Oh man.
Yeah, it's an island of drums.
Drum.
Nami got sick.
You're a drum.
It has nothing to do with drums. But
Yeah. You're a drum.
Okay, this one is also not an arc, but like, you know,
Are you gonna rank it then?
no, but I don't want Helmet to come back. I fucking hate him. He's so annoying. And Kobe. I don't want him to come back either. They're gonna come back because obviously they're setting something up for them to come back, and I don't like it. Unless it's them getting like beaten up, which it's not because Kobe's like Luffy's friend, so obviously they're not gonna get beaten up.
Yeah.
Anyway, we have Alabasta. Alabasta is the first like really long arc, and if I didn't know any better, I would assume that this was its own like show. Like it is so big that it could be its own show. Honestly, it's just like how many of them are there? The 6 friends going on a desert mission, or the 7 friends going on the desert mission. I assume it's its own show.
Yeah. No, yeah, I would agree with that. I think I've heard it being said before that this own arc could be like its own anime and people would love it.
Yeah. So I feel like the social commentary aspect is not nearly as like prevalent as you expect, but like, you know, it's like Middle East, like Civil War, stuff like that, right? Political political corruption and all that. So I thought that was cool, and this is like the first place that doesn't just feel like one island. There's like many different towns. There's like Alabarna. There's I don't remember the other towns, but there's a lot of like locations in this one location, and I thought that was cool. You know, you have like okay, honestly, this whole arc felt like kind of a movie, even though it's not a movie. Very very long
Yeah.
and I like that. I like that there's so much traveling going on here. Oh my gosh, I completely forgot that this arc started off with Mr. 3, the fucking shape. I forgot his name. Don't tell me his name.
Bon Clay.
Fuck you.
Never mind.
Yeah, Bon Clay, that's right.
Damn it. Okay.
That's right.
Okay, what's his other name? What's Bon Clay's other name?
Mr. 3, right?
He's 2.
Fuck. Who's Mr. 3?
The wax guy.
Oh, I thought he was Mr. 5. Who's Mr. 5?
I don't remember Mr. 5.
Mr.
I'll be
5.
so honest.
Oh, Mr. 5 is the... Okay, yeah, that's who that... Oh, he fought the girl with the lemon on her head. Or with the girl with the lemon on her head.
Oh yeah.
There are so many fights here. Like, I would argue that, like, half of the arc is, like, Chopper and Usopp versus Baroque Works, Nami versus Baroque Works, Zoro versus Baroque Works, Sanji. It's Sanji fight. Oh, Sanji fought Bon Clay, that's right. I forgot about
Yeah, exactly.
I forgot about that. Why is that the one I forgot? And, like, I don't usually like the fights. Like I said, I'm not really a battle shonen guy, but like these fights were genuinely really cool because there's so much emotional depth to them and showing each character's individual skills and strategies. I love that. I fucking love that. Like oh man, I could even do a mini ranking right now of all of them. Oh man, I don't want to do a mini ranking. Like honestly, the bottom would be Luffy versus Crocodile. That's honestly the bottom for me.
Wow, crazy.
Not that it's bad. It's just the others were like, holy fuck. Okay, no, Zoro's at the bottom. Never mind. Zoro versus a metal guy. It's like I can cut metal, and it's like okay.
Mr.
Cool.
One. Mr.
Yeah.
One.
No, Mr.
Yeah.
One's Croc. Mr. One. What?
No, who Zoro fought was Mr. One.
Oh.
Crocodile is.
Oh, that's the one I forgot. This is the guy I forgot. Mr. Zero. That's right. He's Mr. Zero. Crocodile's Mr.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I love all the fighting. I love like all the little shenanigans they get into. They get kidnapped at one point in a casino, and Smoker's there, but then they save Smoker, and then not Bonclay. I think it was Bonclay. One of them gets sacrificed to the crocodiles. and then Vivi like rescues them and shit. And I'm like, yo, there's so much synergy going on. And they get separated. They go on their separate fights. And then there's a whole segment where Vivi's like, stop fighting! Stop fighting! And I thought that was cool. And then the bird guy kills himself. He's not actually dead. I've read somewhere that he's not actually dead. I'm like, why? Oda, kill your characters, please. Please kill some of them.
I mean, there was like a point in the end of the arc where like he like walks up and sees his tombstone. He's like, "What? I'm not dead." Was that not in the?
Oh no, yeah, no,
was that not in One Piece?
No, you're right.
Yeah, that was.
It's like, dude, fucking like everyone lives in this series except Koina and Belmare. It's like, come on.
The show hates women. The show hates women.
God. And like there were like flashbacks of like King Cobra and Vivi and the friend. I forgot the friend's name. He was not as relevant as you think he'd be. I forgot his name.
Yeah, I don't remember his name, but yeah, Vivi's childhood friend, who's yeah, I remember him. What was his name? Yeah, I don't remember his name either.
This arc was packed, but I will say it did feel a bit messy. I did feel like it didn't feel like organic with all the shit going on. Like Along Park felt organic, right? This one was like it's kind of like, okay, we'll do this now. Like I feel like going from A to B didn't feel as like clean as it could have been, right? Also Ace is the biggest, like, pissed me off because I was so excited. I don't know, I don't usually get excited for characters, and then he leaves right away. I got so mad. I was like, what the fuck? He's so cool. I wanted to know more. Okay, I guess this wasn't like a big like Luffy backstory kind of arc. Maybe that's for later. But I was like, man, I want to learn more. God damn it.
You'll learn more. Just wait.
Oh, I hope I learn more about the main character of this anime. I hope I
You'll learn. You will. And then you also won't learn anything as well.
Really?
That's a spoiler. Yes.
God damn.
Yeah, there are some things about Luffy I still don't know. At this point, being all caught up with the manga, I will say.
With their 1,000 episodes.
With like yeah. I mean, there's a lot of characters in the show, and there's a lot of backstories and like.
Yeah, and none of them die.
Pell died. Yeah, Pell should have just died, honestly.
Yeah, the bird guy should have. Also, I'm gonna be honest, I kind of forgot he existed. Like, he just kind of showed up and killed himself. I was like, oh yeah, I forgot he was in this show.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I don't really know what else you could have done with him. You could have just killed him off. Okay, bye.
Bye, bird guy.
Bye, bird guy. You served your purpose.
Gosh.
Moving on.
I don't know. Alabasta, I will put it like here. I did think it could have been shorter. You know, it was already like not too long. Let me check how many episodes it was. It was okay, in the anime it's 40 episodes. In One Piece it's 21 episodes. There's only 21 episodes.
Oh, that's pretty good.
But
that's basically like one season of like an anime, essentially.
Yeah. Basically. Yeah. Other than okay, I felt like the beginning. Okay, no, I know, because like the beginning had the casino stuff, the middle had the fight stuff, and the ending had like Crocodile versus Luffy, right? Which was all good stuff. Don't get me wrong. It's just I wish the in betweens were better.
Yeah.
The ending though, where they asked what's her name, Vivi, to like join the crew, and she doesn't because she has duties as a princess, and then they show like their exes. I was like, holy shit. I was like tearing up. I was like, holy shit, what the fuck?
I teared up too, man.
I was like, holy fuck. And then Bonclay ruins it, but you know, whatever. I love
Do not
Bon Clay. He's such a
disrespect
gremlin. I love Bon Clay. Such a
No,
gremlin.
we do not disrespect Bon Clay.
He's so great. Oh my god, Sanji fight where he's like fucking pretending to be Nami. I was like, holy shit.
So good. So good. There's another character that you forgot to mention.
Who did I forget
or
to
I don't know,
mention?
maybe your purpose that's introduced, or they're not introduced
Oh,
in Alabasta,
yeah.
they're introduced a bit earlier, but they also who ends up joining the crew? Who's not Vivi, JPEG?
Our favorite character, Frankie, the eagle, joins the crew. The eagle guy, Frankie. He joins the crew. No. So
yeah.
there's a character with a really shitty name. I don't like their name. Nico
What?
something. But you know, they join the
Oh
crew.
yeah, she's totally lame, and she's so unimportant. She's like not relevant at all. Why would she even join?
I actually did completely forget that. She gets introduced at the end of Whiskey Peak, I think, where she's like, "Oh, is she good? Is she bad? I don't know. Is she helping? Who knows?" Like, oh, now in hindsight, because I knew who it was, I was like, "Yeah, she's gonna join the crew." So that kind of lost that context, sadly. I feel like if I didn't know that she was such an important character, that would have been such a big shock that she is the member who joins, not Vivi.
I had like a kind of similar experience when I first saw her. I think she was introduced as like Miss All Sunday,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
And I'm like, who is it? I'm like, okay, who is this? I've never seen like pictures of like Robin before that. I was like, oh, this is Miss All Sunday. Okay. All I knew is that there's someone named Nico Robin who joined the crew, and then it wasn't until later on that Crocodile mentions her name to her.
Yeah.
Like, and I'm like, oh, this is Nico Robin. This is who joins the crew. And like this is like much later in the Alabasta arc, and I'm like, really? How did she end up through all of a sudden? What? Like,
Yeah.
how did we jump to that?
She has a bit of a turnaround where she's like really working with Crocodile, but you can tell that she's like, you know, she's not all evil. And then they look for the, oh my god, I forgot what it's called, Pontiac?
Ponyglyph.
Ponyglyph. Pontiac, that's a car. Ponyglyph. Yeah, and then he betrays her, and then Luffy like saves her life, and now she's like working with him, and that's cool. She's a little sketchy. I don't fully trust her, but also I kind of know that she's a main member, so like that kind of takes a bit of that context away, sadly, because I do know that like she eventually becomes white. So she's not. She'll surely stick with the crew, but like if I didn't know any better, I'd be like, ooh, this is cool. It's like, do we have like a token evil teammate on our side? Who knows?
Oh.
Who knows?
So
Also,
I think you could tell.
Yeah.
Yeah. Also, what?
No, I was gonna simp for a character. You go.
No. Okay. Go ahead. Go. Let it out.
There's a character that has like pretty much no screen time. I don't know if you know who it is. Look up Miss Father's Day. When I saw her design, I was like, holy fuck.
What?
Look, Miss Father's Day.
Okay, wait. I think I know who this is, but I'm gonna. Okay, hold on. Really?
When I saw her, because like in the dub, her voice, they give her like Harley Quinn's voice. They're like, ow, ow. I can't even do it, but you know what I mean. Harley Quinn, from DC Comics. And I was like, wait a second.
Yes.
This is awesome.
Wait a second. She's basically her.
Mr. J.
I can't even do it myself.
That was good. That was pretty good, actually.
Who knows? Says the chat. Where was I? Yeah, no, Alabasta, big fucking arc. Could have been paced a little better, but yeah, it's good.
No, it's great. It's a big saga. Yeah, I think it was pretty good. It was very good.
I don't usually like desert locations just because. Actually, I don't really have a good reason for it. I just don't like desert locations. I don't know. I guess I watch it and I feel like sweaty. It's like, oh, it's so hot. Whereas like when I watch Drum Island, I'm like, ah, it's nice and cold. I don't know. It's weird.
Nice.
My brain like psychologically adjusts to the temperature, I guess. So the whole time I was like, man, it's so sweaty. But I don't usually like desert things, but this one I did like. I really did enjoy this one. Sad that Vivi leaves because she's cool. There was like, oh my god, there was the dream sequence where the king guy, I forgot, I can't remember, not King Cobra, the other guy, the fat guy with the braids. Do you know what I'm talking
about? No, I do not. Oh wait, yes I do. Yes I do.
He's like
yes,
a stupid name.
I do know.
His name is like Psychowitz or something. Whatever his name is.
Yes. Vivi's like yeah. He's like Vivi's butler or something. I don't remember.
Yeah, like he has a nightmare, I think, where it's like, oh my god, she's the pirate queen, and I was like, yes, but no, she doesn't join the crew. I thought she.
Damn.
But yeah, no, I don't think we'll ever see her again, which is a shame because she's cool. I think she's like the kind of character. It's like, yep, bye bye, we'll never see you again.
Man, you'll. Okay, I will spoil this. You will see Vivi again.
Yeah.
You.
She's gonna
Yeah.
be older and like a queen. I don't know. We'll see. So yeah, she's cool. Yeah, no, that's Alabasta. So we're done with the Alabasta saga. 3 more to go for the Sky. Is G8 considered Skypiea saga? I have no idea.
It's filler, so it's whatever it is.
Jaya, I've heard that people don't like this one. I disagree. I think this one is pretty solid. It's short and sweet. They go to another kind of generic location. Um, but they meet like 2 monkey guys and like a third dude, and they're like so funny. Like the monkey guys are so dumb. I love it. Like, how do I word this? They have the humor of the daily lives of high school boys, which is kind of corny, but also like not as corny here. I don't know, like I don't know, they're just very like corny. I just love the monkeys, and they go to the house not called Jaya, whatever the cut off island. It's like like they have like half a house, right?
Yeah.
And they're looking for like buried treasure. They're looking for the city of gold. It's like under the water somewhere. It's sick, and that's cool. It's like nice lore and stuff. I don't really know what to say. But then a bunch of pirates steal their shit, and so Luffy goes and gets the shit, but all he takes is like one punch, and they die.
Yeah, that was that was a cool moment.
And again, this is another transition arc, but they introduced so much shit like out of nowhere. Like the very last episode, my jaw kept on dropping because they introduced like so much shit last second. I wrote it down what they introduced. They introduced Whitebeard. They introduced Blackbeard, right? They introduced the council. I forgot what the council is called.
The 5 elders? The
no,
elders?
no. Like the seven like marine.
Or warlords?
Yeah, warlords.
The
Yeah,
warlords?
Kuma
Yeah.
and Don Flamingo and Mihawk, and then fucking Buggy is back for some reason.
Yeah.
And then Ace is back, and then I think Shanks also has a cameo. I'm like, what the fuck? You can't do this. Stop. It's too many.
No, I think I remember you messaging in the group chat, like before you got to Jaya, like, oh, so like every war introduced in their own arcs, right? And then like
Yeah.
bam, you get like 3 or 4 at once.
4.
And
It's only 2.
and
Don,
two?
Don Flamingo
Okay.
and Kuma, and well, Mihawk was in Barate.
You got
but
and
yeah.
you see, oh yeah, you get to see Mihawk again. You get 3 at once.
Yeah, I was like, what the fuck? And they didn't really show up for all of Skype, but you know, whatever. It was still
Yeah.
like, what the hell?
It was still cool. You get like a sense of them and who they are. And this won't be the last you see. And yeah, later arcs you'll see more of them.
I think Jaya is like the only arc so far that I think is incomplete. Right? I don't think it's fair to call Jaya an arc without
No?
Skypiea, you know?
Yeah, for sure.
Like it I don't like, other than Luffy like punching a guy once, there's not a lot that happens here. It's more backstory, more like the calm before the storm. It really concludes in Skype. Like I feel like all of these are like standalone. You could probably like watch them on like a plane and like enjoy the full story. But like Jaya's like it's not arc. I did enjoy it though. I'll put it like low A, honestly. To be so honest.
Yeah.
I like Nolan's, like they have like a little storybook about Nolan the liar, and I was like, wow, it's a nice little story. I didn't realize it would become so important.
Yeah.
I thought that was cool. Oh boy, Skypiea. Here's Skypiea. This is the longest one so far. 25 episodes. Which is the longest by far so far. This one I felt like it really dragged. This one dragged in a lot of places. I don't even know where to begin. There's so much that happened here. I don't know where to begin. They go up.
It's yeah, it's a lot.
They go up
ahead.
in the clouds, and I was like, holy shit, this location is beautiful. It's a shame that we're not really in the cloud area for very much of it. I really did like the variety. I love how... Okay, no, okay. I have mixed feelings about like going up the clouds, because obviously that's a whole new location, but it's so disconnected from all the pirate and marine stuff that we're used to, right? Like,
yeah.
Honestly, that's why I kind of like G8, spoilers for G8, because they go back to it. I was like, yes, finally, we're back in the fucking pirate shit. Like going on like a 20, like I don't even want to call it a side quest, because like even though it doesn't feel important, like I don't want to call it a side quest, like it's 25 episodes, right? It just feels so disconnected. When Robin, not you, the other Robin, better Robin, found out about
Mhm.
found out
Better Robin. Okay, she is better. She is
about
amazing,
like
and I love her.
the city going up in the clouds, right? That like
Mm-hmm.
that was like holy fuck. That was so cool.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's why the house was
Yeah.
cut in half. That's why they saw the shadows of the sky giants or whatever earlier.
Mm-hmm.
Like all that shit. I was like, holy fuck. That's why. And like, I love Nolan's backstory where it's like him and the I forgot the name of the other guy, but you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah,
The chief.
Kalgara, I think
Yeah, the
was his
chief.
name.
Um,
Yeah.
where it's like, I don't know. I love that stuff. It's just I wish that was like the main crux of it and not like just like a little thing at the end that they put at the end, like mid fight as well. It was like mid fight. It's why don't put it mid fight.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I think this arc to me, and this might be because I'm from the Philippines, this had like the most obvious social commentary. 'Cause it's obviously about like colonialism and all that stuff, right?
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
the age
Yeah.
of exploration with your Spanish conquistadors, right? Um, and like it was kind of surprising because usually like in the stories, like the Europeans are usually the bad guys in the story, right? Which they were. But here they got along, and I was like surprised that that's the angle of what I was going for, where
Mm-hmm.
they get along. They're buddies, they're friends, because that's not what happened in history. Let me tell you that. That's not what happened.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But I thought that was wholesome. Um,
Yeah. I would say, yeah, I think Skypiea is an interesting arc because I do like it that it's like the first arc we get to see where how Robin, Nico Robin integrates herself with the Straw Hats, and we get to know who she is. Before we knew her like as like this Baroque works assassin, and now we see her in her element as like an archaeologist, right?
yeah,
And, and we get like tidbits of the lore.
yeah, no, she does a great job in analyzing the situation when her, Nami, Zoro, and Chopper are all in that like little like ship area, I guess. And then she goes slightly underneath the clouds to find like some ancient ruins. She finds Gold Roger's like little markings, stuff like that. That was really good. I know I basically skipped the entire middle of the arc. Like the beginning is like the crew gets separated. Half of them get kidnapped. The middle is just a bunch of like fights that really drag on, and then the ending is like the big battle against Enel. Enel, is that the name?
NL.
Yeah.
NL.
I don't even
Yeah.
remember. I watched this like a week ago. I don't even remember the name. That's it's just, I don't know. I don't know. Skypiea. I have choice words about Skypiea, but yeah.
Yeah, I don't think I think I do prefer Jaya more like the build up to getting to Skypiea more than I did Skypiea, and I do agree that the pacing is a bit weird in some of the stages. I still do like it overall, and I don't and I really don't understand where like I guess the meme came from or like
What
where
name?
like a fan like the I told me and Gon
Oh,
people are like told to like skip Skypiea, which is crazy to me. Like I
it.
don't know where that comes.
Well, skip. You have to skip Jaya as well because then Jaya will just make zero sense, right?
Yeah,
Let's go from Alabasta to I guess G8. Honestly, I guess if you want.
I think Jaya is probably included in like a skip, but like yeah, I don't really understand why people are told to skip Skypiea. You should not skip Skypiea if you want to watch One Piece. By the way, I think
I
yeah, I think first I do see why I do see the issues with it. Like I had my issues with it initially. I
yeah.
think it's a
You're cutting a lot, by the way. But yeah.
oh, am I?
Yeah, yeah,
Am I really?
yeah, yeah.
Someone tell me.
Not anymore. You're good. You're good.
Okay. I think it's an arc that, yeah, I was gonna say like it's first watchers like you don't realize that it's gonna build up to a lot of things like the with the tidbits of lore that it gives you, but like I think when you're at that point, it doesn't really connect, and the lore might not make sense
Yeah, yeah. No, it
until like
feels really disconnected at the moment. Like
yeah,
insanely
it's not
disconnected.
gonna yeah, and it's not really gonna make sense until like some later, and I think that's first watch. A lot of people might not be into Skypiea because there's like a bit too much mystery and maybe
Robin, stop
giving.
cutting.
I'm not cutting. Oh my
Yes,
gosh.
you are.
No, I'm not.
Yes, you are.
Oh my god.
Anyway,
Am I all right?
you're fine now. You're fine now.
Okay, but yeah, I think what was I even saying? Yeah, I think the lore might not make sense. I think for like first watchers, and yeah, it didn't make sense to me. I think it was a bit too disconnected at times. I think there was a lot of unsolved things, and it just gives you a lot more questions, which is good in some aspects, but like, um, but I think with the fans who are like who watch the story, who watch like more arcs later on, I think they get a lot more, I think, impact from Skypiea more likely because they can look back on it and rewatch it and think knowing what they know now about like the current arcs of One Piece, if that makes sense. Because like there's additional lore given.
JPEG, I'm gonna punch you every time you say Robin. She is! That's what it sounds like to me. I'm the one streaming, and that's what it sounds like to me. So that's what it sounds like to you guys. I love
Y'all, am I cutting? Tell me.
Not anymore, not anymore.
Cutting?
You're good now, you're good now. Jonko says, I'm still watching One Piece, so I won't be watching, but have fun. Skipping any arcs in One Piece just makes you a fake fan. Yeah.
I mean, yeah, the canon arcs especially.
Yeah,
Yeah, I don't really have much else to say about Skypiea. I do understand the critiques, the criticisms for it. I didn't love it on first watch. It's something I love more looking back on.
Yeah.
I think it's not. I think it's not as action oriented as the others, like, as well. I don't think the big focus. I think like the fight with like Luffy and Crocodile, I think had a lot more focus and like impact than like the fight with like Luffy and Anel, you know, in a
Yeah.
way. I think
Anel's a nobody.
at its core.
Hello? Robin? Come back! I'm gonna watch this. Hold on, I'm gonna watch the stream. You guys have a bad habit of not telling me when my audio is off.
It's not gonna history and maybe.
Yeah, Robin's a bit quiet. God dang it, you guys! You're supposed to tell me. Oh well.
Oh no!
You crashed for a
Okay, I'll
bit.
start screaming. Oh no!
You're back.
Oh well.
You're back.
Well, but I don't even know how much of the Skypiea tangent
Crocodile.
went
You
into that.
You compared Crocodile to NL. You said that it's not nearly as impactful. That was the last thing I heard.
Yeah, I think I think it that way. Skypiea is like the fight with Anel and Luffy doesn't have as much impact and focus because at its core, I don't think at its core, I think Skypiea is more so about like the legend of Noland and how like the history affects a culture and like and their people even after like hundreds of years afterwards. And I think that's what was like the cooler aspects of Skypiea to me.
Yeah. That stuff I love about.
Mhm.
I just wish there wasn't so much like shenanigans going on where like they do the thing in Alabasta again where it's like all the Straw Hat Pirates have their own. Oh, not all of them, but like most of them have their own individual fights. Like Chopper fights like a big guy. And it's like we just did this, and it's like last time you had like so much build up to get to this point. Here there was no build up. It was this was the build up, right? The build up and payoff, so it didn't feel nearly as impactful. Kind of like again Barate, where it's like I like it, but also some of the fights are like there's no emotional weight here. They're just fighting for fighting's sake, right?
Yeah.
The previous one had like a whole country at stake, and also like Baroque work was set up as this big bad. I don't know. I especially because like I used to take anthropology class. The whole stuff with Noland and the pirates, not the pirates, sorry, the kingdom, and it's like you're a liar, and he gets executed. I was like, holy shit, this is like some tragic stuff. God damn.
Yeah, it hits.
I wish they weren't like dead. I wish the characters weren't dead already, so that Luffy could like meet them. But like whatever, it's fine. I get it. Learning about some history.
No, that's the beauty of it. That's the beauty of it, and like when he rings the bell at the end.
Oh yeah, that was
like,
powerful. And the monkeys here.
That was powerful. Yeah. The ancestors of Noland hear it, is what you mean.
Yeah, the monkeys hear it.
God damn it, JPEG.
That's what they are. Are they not monkeys?
Okay, JPEG.
Are they not? Am I wrong? Are they like something else?
I honestly don't remember what they look like. I just remember like that one ancestor that looks very to Noland.
Masira. I'm looking at it. That's a monkey, isn't it? Is he not a monkey? The gorillas. They call themselves like the gorilla guys or whatever. Anyway, where was I? Come aboard and sing along all your hopes and dreams. Hello?
Okay, you both sound fine. You both sound fine to me, says Fen. Okay, so where would you rank Skypiea then
Um,
in the list?
I would put it at. I'll put it here. Put it like low, like middle B.
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to think
Yeah.
of anything else. I think another problem is that there's just no central character. Like even Jaya had Cricket, right? Alabasta had
Uh-huh.
Vivi, right? Drum Island had Chopper, right?
Mhm.
Like there's no central character. They're not introducing any like main member here.
Yeah.
So there's no like it feels divided, which I love. I love it when the screen time is divided, but like not in a clean
Yeah.
way where someone's focused. It felt like no one was the main focus. Like there were a lot of
Yeah,
side
there was a lot of
characters that just
people-
like
lot
didn't
of-
stick, right? None of them side characters stuck.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. There was Connus, there was Wapple. They were all interesting, I will
Wapple?
say, but like Wapple, what was it? No, not what's his name? Wiper's his name.
Wiper, yeah.
Do you the one of the indigenous folks.
Yeah.
And like another thing I will mention is like I'm die or something, you know? Like how they all just came back to life from like the lightning strike, which I was expecting kind of because like Sanji and like Sanji got hit as well and he was fine. Like I was expecting him to be fine.
Am I actually cutting out? If I'm cutting out, let me know, you guys. I can fix that. It's a very easy fix. I just need to know about it first. I can't fix it if I don't know about it.
Yeah,
they're
it's
not introducing
Enderland
any,
says
like-
JPEG keeps cutting out. Okay,
they're trolling me.
are you Skypiea? Are you serious?
Noelle,
Please be serious.
Oh, they're trolling me. I'm trying to listen to the stream. It's like, gosh, because like the thing with the stream's so annoying is that like sometimes like the game audio will be like super loud and our voices will be super soft and like none of the viewers comment on it because they don't like offend us. I'm like, no, please, let us know, please. We want to fix that.
This is our announcement. Let us know, please.
When the audio is bad. Come on, Fen. Like Fen's like, no, I don't want to bother you. It's like, no, it's such an easy fix.
No, tell me, Fen. Let us know.
Anyway,
The watching experience is much better when you can hear us.
So yeah, they go down in a crocodile, octopus, an octopus balloon, and that is really creative.
Yeah.
Like the little like technology things, like the octopus balloon and the snail phones. I'm like, holy crap, this is great.
Yeah.
I love that. Well, what if the audio being bad is a bit? It's so funny. That's for Jenny Benny. Oh my gosh, Jenny. There have been several times, Robin, where Jenny Benny accidentally puts on a bad microphone and like no one corrects him on it. It's really. It's like you guys can correct him on it. Like, it's such an easy fix.
Genesis. Oh, Genesis. Robin is perfect as always. Thank you.
Skypiea.
I sound fine on stream. What do you mean? I'm quiet. Oh my god. But yeah, I have no issues with putting Skypiea at B. I like it and it does a lot. But yeah, I'm not mad at that placement.
G-8 is the last one on this list. It is the first and only filler arc that I've seen. It is not even in One Piece because it's considered filler,
Yeah.
but a lot of people really liked it. Robin recommended it to me. And let me tell you, something that is underrated that One Piece cuts out, I kind of forgot that this is an anime and they have like the middle, like in the middle of an episode, they do like and they have like a little card. Do you know what I'm talking about? I forgot.
Mhm.
I didn't realize
Yes,
One Piece also
yes.
did that. So it surprised me that it would be like and it's like Usopp's like Usopp's like nose. Do you know what I'm talking about? Like the middle.
Yeah, yes, I do know. Yes, I do know what you're talking about.
They don't do that in One Piece.
Damn. Just another thing that One Piece cuts out for no reason.
So I love this
kidding, I'm
arc. 'Cause
kidding.
I feel like this is the first and only time where the pirates do pirate shit. They are like doing a heist. They're trying to like rob a place. Later on, they try to get their
Yeah.
money back, and they get kidnapped one by one, and they have to escape. I'm like, holy shit, they're actually being pirates.
It's so cool. I get to see Robin like undercover in disguise and then
Yeah, Robin goes in disguise. Nami goes in disguise. Like all of them go in disguise actually. Usopp and Sanji. No, yeah, Usopp like. Usopp's the one that fucking no. Zoro doesn't disguise because everyone knows him.
Sora's just wandering along. Okay, what I really love about this arc is that it just the writers like they really play to the strengths of each of the characters. You know, like even Usopp gets a moment to shine when he's like lying about that one guy being part, the guy that like Robin's like impersonating, essentially. Do you remember that?
Yeah. They frame that guy, and that guy gets thrown in jail. Um,
Yes. And then Usopp's like, "Oh, come on, you don't have to keep up the act anymore. They know you're one of us now." Just playing to like Usopp's strengths as a liar.
I feel like
It's all
everyone had a chance to shine. I love that. Like Usopp,
yeah. Like Sanji got to do some cooking stuff as well. It
fucking
was amazing.
Chopper got to do some doctor shit in his big boy form. Um,
Mhm.
okay, Robin, she doesn't do it as often. The thing where she can like throw her body, but she did a lot here where she had like multiple hands and multiple eyes and stuff like that. So that was cool to see, use her body parts as like ghosts, or I don't know how to describe that power. I don't even know how to describe it, but you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I don't know. This is okay. This is a filler arc, so it's not canon, and it won't be like mentioned again in the canon storyline. But like, no, I don't know who wrote it, but like, they did a really good job, the writers, and like,
Oh yeah,
representing each of the Straw Hats and their strength, really being creative
yeah. Sanji was like,
with their
"No, I must cook," and then Chopper's like, "No, I must doctor," and it was like, "Oh,
yeah.
that's cool."
Hmm.
And Jonathan, the main villain, is like, he is non-canon. He is not a canon villain. He might be my favorite.
Yeah,
I'm not even kidding. He might be my favorite villain, and he's not canon. It sucks.
he's so good. Oh my god.
He's just a
You will
normal
see.
guy. He's so competent. I love it.
I love the way he eats food.
Like,
Like
he's
the
just
way he moans.
he's just a fucking normal guy.
Yeah. I think, yeah, I told you this before that I think this is like that's like one obvious way you can tell this kind of film, like all the character designs are like way too normal looking,
Yeah.
like way too normal, especially at this point in the story when I think like he really goes all out in like the wackiness of each of the character designs, and like in this arc they're also normal and looking. It's like a little crazy.
How like obvious it is, yeah. And I
Yeah.
don't know. It was cool to see like a military marine naval base, right? Um, like what else? I don't know. And just see all the. I don't know. Just seeing more of the human part of the world, right?
Yeah, exactly.
The less fantastical, the more like nitty gritty. Like they're just cooking. They're just
Mhm.
preparing boats. Um, there was no epic fight. Like the whole thing is just to get their money back. They're not really in the mood to fight, which I thought was cool. They're doing a heist,
Yeah.
and yeah, they escape, and also they like bully Usopp so much in this arc. But yeah, that was kind of funny. But yeah, what is
No,
it?
I really loved this. No, I liked the fact that they didn't fight. I'm not an actiony person. I'm not really like invested into like the fight scenes unless they have like, emotional impact
Yeah,
and like reason. And like, yeah, so not all of the arcs or not all the fights like it's like and emotionally impactful. It's just kind of like, okay, we got to defeat this guy to like get through to him and somewhere else, you know?
yeah,
Something like that. Yeah. So yeah, I do like it was very refreshing that they didn't have to fight in this arc and we got to see like cuz like we got to just see them, do more piratey shenanigans.
piratey shenanigans. Yep, this is because I feel like all the other arcs there is a goal. There's a big important story goal here. They just so happen to land here, and they're like,
Yeah.
fuck it. While we're here, might as well get some money. So,
Yeah.
so, yeah, I do think that filler can be helpful. Like I do think my enjoyment of Skypiea and Jaya would have been higher
Mhm.
if there was a little break between Alabasta. Alabasta to Skypiea is like you have a delicious big meaty sandwich, and it's like, that
Mhm.
was tasty, and then you immediately have a steak. It's like, no, I need a little break before the steak. Just give me a little break.
Yeah.
And I do think that I don't know what's okay. I know that
Okay.
Long Island is apparently not that beloved, but it is nice to have a little
Yeah.
refresher.
Okay. Yes. Yes, and I will say, yes, I wasn't planning on giving you any like expectations of any arcs in the future. Like clearly, like I wasn't because I want you to be surprised and not spoilered and like.
Yeah,
But I will break the rule for long land because I did tell you that the arc gets like a very bad rep, and I think it needs more love because guess what? It's just a fun arc, okay?
it's only
It's
six
just meant to
episodes.
be yeah, it's just meant to be fun, okay? It's not and you're right. It's not liked by the it's considered filler, which is but for some reason people love G8 even though that is the obvious filler.
Yeah,
And I don't get the hate for it. for Longland, I can see why like the antagonist might be considered annoying for a lot of people.
Oh, so it's
But, like,
Foxy. Okay, got it.
yes, that's Foxy.
So that's
Yes, Foxy
right.
is the annoying antagonist, and believe me, like, but what I like about it is that it's low stakes. We just get an arc about seeing the character, seeing like character building with the Straw Hats, and them just having like fun.
Having a
Don't
good
have time. Some of them don't have a good time though.
Oh, okay. Oh,
And like that's
no.
what you can expect
probably
with this arc
Usopp.
because like
He never has a good time.
no, it's another one.
Usopp has a good time. What? A rare Usopp W.
There's another Straw Hat who just you'll find out, but
It's not Usopp. What the fuck could it be? I don't know.
you'll see. But no, I enjoyed Ring Long.
Yeah,
It's just a fun arc.
it's just fun and people hate fun.
Yeah, I know. I've said this before. I don't need like I don't mind like slice of lifey.
I do imagine.
You're building. Mm-hmm.
Okay, maybe. Okay, I'm about to bring something up, and I don't know if this has anything to do with. Wait.
Yeah.
What's the name?
Yeah.
What's the name? Where's it? Long Ring, Long Island. It has nothing to do with this, but for me, I think my enjoyment of Skypiea is stronger because I come from a country that was colonized, so it's like I've seen this in media a lot. Like I've done a lot of studies of it. Whereas something like Drum Island is weaker because I don't live in a country like America with the healthcare problems, right? With very corrupt, what's the word I'm looking for? Where it's like expensive healthcare, right? So maybe that's
Yeah.
why the context for me is stronger. Even though I don't really like Skypiea that much, it's stronger than Drum Island. So I'm wondering if Long Ring Long Land has some cultural stuff that might not be popular in the West, but it's more popular to like Japan or Asia, right? Maybe, I don't know.
I'm trying to think. Nothing immediately comes to mind. It's been a long time since I've seen this arc. I don't know, in all honesty. I don't think it does have any specific like I don't think it draws any like social commentary or like draws any like references from real life.
Yeah, because
But
I have
maybe
heard
it
that Alabasta is way stronger to people if like you do live in the Middle East. So it's like civil wars and stuff. That's just like your everyday life, right?
yeah. Yeah, that makes sense.
Same with AOT. Like people who love AOT are usually in countries that have like are in war, like Korea, right? South Korea versus North Korea. Like Koreans love AOT, right? For example.
That's interesting. I never heard that.
So, and like I think that's why for me I have a hard time watching like not American, like white YouTubers like review stuff because it's like sometimes there's context. It's like okay, you don't have this context because you weren't raised this way, right?
Yeah.
And yeah, Skypiea to me was like that stood out. I was like, I can kind of see why a white person probably wouldn't get a whole lot out of this.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm wondering if any of the because like Oda puts a lot of social commentary in his works and historical connotations. I'm wondering if any of these will be affected by that.
Yeah.
If any of them are about like what's an American thing like the Great Depression, would that affect me as much?
Yeah. It's a good question. Yeah, I really would love to see more content or One Piece like made by like, I don't know, people who are like history majors or something like that, who can bring out who can notice like all the themes and what the real life people and like
Yeah.
scenarios it's like a referencing or drawing from. Like I'd like to see that more.
Yeah, because World War II from the perspective of like an American is very different from World War II from the perspective of a Japanese person, right? So you never know. Maybe there's just some things that yeah. Gosh, yeah, that'd be cool. Like historian analyzes One Piece. See what's up. So yeah, G8 S tier. I will honestly put it above Alabasta to be honest.
Oh yeah, look at that. I'm not mad at that. I love G8.
Yeah, it's 11 episodes. It goes by very smoothly. There was one part that made me roll my eyes, and I think this is another a problem. One Piece versus One Pace. There's a scene where they talk about the Going Merry, and they like each character has a flashback. It's, oh yes, the Going Merry, the Sierra Village. Oh my god, yeah, I was there. Like yeah, and then Chopper's like, oh yeah, when you guys picked me up, and they have like a big flashback sequence, and I'm like, what the hell? This is just a recap. Don't recap.
Oh. Yeah.
Yeah, One Pace like very like almost never like shows a flashback of like, oh yeah, this is just like when you.
Cutting.
No, I'm not.
Cutting?
No, I'm not. I'm
He's
fine.
cutting for me.
No, I'm not. I'm
Just for
fine.
me.
I'm fine.
Or I'm cutting. JPEG.
I'm fine. Yes, you're not
Hello?
fine. I'm fine. You're not fine.
Someone talk. Let me know if you can hear us.
I'm good. I'm good. God dang it! My Wi-Fi's so bad. Gosh. If I had a nickel for every friend I have whose name begins with R and has 5 letters who has bad Wi-Fi, I'd have 2 nickels, which is not a lot, but it's weird that it happened twice. Anyway, hello, welcome back.
Oh, okay, there we go. There we go. Back.
Fan keeps saying
You can hear me?
thing.
You can hear me all right?
Yes, I can hear you. So yeah, what G-8,
Yeah, so like you were mentioning flashbacks, it cut off.
okay,
Yeah, I guess that's,
basically,
I
yeah,
imagine
every
that's
character has a
what,
flashback. And it's like, what?
yeah, I imagine that's what a lot of One Piece cuts out as well, because like that's what the canon the show One Piece does a lot. It does, especially in later arcs, it brings up a lot of flashbacks to like fill out the episodes.
I'm not even joking when and obviously I can't speak for it that much because I haven't seen the rest of One Piece, but I feel like G8 is the perfect, like, if you don't want to like start from the beginning, if you just want to start in like, let's say, Marineford or like Whole Cake Island or whatever, you could just watch G8 and have like a rough idea of the characters. Personally, I feel like you could do
Oh,
that.
absolutely. Yeah, I think so too.
I can't speak for it because I haven't reached those places yet, you know. It feels like a good, like, let's set the stage. These are what the characters are about, study them a bit. There you go. You don't need to watch like the other 200 episodes if you really just want to speedrun, right? I think you should.
Well.
Oh yeah, sorry. The movies?
Yeah, maybe you could watch the movies as well to get that. Are you planning to watch the movies?
Some of them, yeah.
Oh, okay, that'd be interesting as well. Are you gonna do like a stream about it?
I mean,
you
not on YouTube, but like, server, yeah. So far, including G8, I've watched.
Like sharing your thoughts.
Yeah. I could probably do a movie stream.
Okay.
So far, Robbie,
there's a lot of fun movies, I will say.
They better be.
And I think and I think they're definitely worth watching. And like G8, they're like not canon. They're not canon, and they don't have any impact or relevance to like the canon plotline. But like they're just fun if you just want to see Straw Hat shenanigans.
Straw Hat shenanigans. I do love that. I do think One Piece is kind of missing that, and maybe that's why G8 is so good for me, because like there's not a lot of downtime. Like there's really not a lot of downtime. It's like boom, 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 And I imagine that
was like
might be a problem in the manga as well, because like you can't really do too much filler in the manga. I don't know.
Yeah, I think that's what the anime does well, is that it like expands upon and like gives you like those like.
We need to start a GoFundMe, you guys. We're gonna fund Robin's Wi-Fi. We're gonna start funding Robin's Wi-Fi. She has no Wi-Fi. Being gaslit.
Okay.
Kind of missing that. And I'm being gaslit by fans gaslighting me.
Yo.
So
Fan, be honest. Now, if it's my Wi-Fi, let me know.
So yeah, G8, it doesn't have like character growth. Obviously, you can't really put character growth there, but it does. It just. I keep on using the Avengers as my analogies, but like, it's kind of like how the first Avengers movie that sets up the characters. The last 2 Avengers movies is like the big battle, right? And then the one in the middle, is like, just bonding. It's a nice little bond. You get to know the camp a little bit better. You get to see their characters in action, see what they're all about. It's pretty cool. I like that.
Yeah.
A little downtime.
There are some later arcs that I think will be that'll be a much more appropriate, I think, reference to like Avengers Endgame and Infinity War.
Jesus Christ.
We'll see. You'll see.
But yeah, no, I think that's it. This is my little tier list. Syrup Village is my 6th favorite. Feels a little illegal, honestly, but it's my 6th favorite. Robin says, "Rip my Wi-Fi" in the chat. That's you.
Yeah, that's me.
So this is my tier list. There's look, this is my tier list. It looks a little cursed, to be honest.
It's fine, in all honesty. I don't think Orangetown at the bottom, Logetown at the bottom is surprising, but like I don't think you're gonna get too much heat from that because like it's an arc that no one really.
They go shopping.
I don't think.
They don't know anything. They just go shopping.
I mean, I don't hear anyone talk about it honestly. In all honesty,
completely
with,
forgot.
like, fond memories.
Completely forgot about Smoker and Tashigi and Alabasta. We didn't even mention them. But it's fine.
Oh yeah, they all get introduced. They're great. You'll see them again.
Heck yeah. Fucking better. Smoker's like the worst fucking villain. He keeps on losing. He sucks.
I don't think you'll get flamed for any of the things you put in S tier or an A tier. Syrup Village is surprising that you like it, but like, you know, it's better that you like it. I mean, I think it's better that you like a lot of the arcs more than the fans hate them, you know?
Yeah, I don't know. Just yeah, Syrup Village is like, I don't know. I already said this, but yeah, it's because they criticize Usopp. It's like I feel like it's usually a character that in anime they don't really criticize that much, but here they did, and it was like, okay, thank God. Yeah, this is my tier list. It's pretty good.
Okay.
Don't let him gaslight you.
Still let me.
All
right.
So interrogation. Go interrogate me about the future, because there are still like.
All right.
How many chapters are there right now?
All right.
How many chapters of One Piece are there?
11 over 1100 at this point, I think. Yeah.
Okay, so the end of Skypiea was chapter 302. So I am like 3/11ths of the way there, I guess.
You're getting there. He's making his way through it, I will say.
Yeah.
But yeah, I guess we'll move on to an interrogation section.
Gosh.
Gorge. So like, okay, so at this point you've seen up to the end of Skypiea or G8 in quotation.
Yeah. And it is funny that at the end of G8 they went back to the octopus balloon. They had to like, okay, we have to go back to the octopus balloon. That's so funny.
Yep, okay. They had to wrap it all around back because again, it's filler. They had to be back where they started.
That was kind of funny. But yeah.
I think there's a lot more to look forward to with the future arcs, especially. And yeah, I guess there's a bit of mystery. There's a few plot points and characters you've only got a glimpse of at this point. So I'm like curious, what are you most looking forward to see in future arcs? It could be related to characters or islands or lores based on like the names of like the future arcs as well. What are you most looking forward to seeing?
I think for me, Robin right now is the character that I'm like, I wonder if she's getting the Nami treatment where they're saving like bigger parts of her backstory for later. No, they definitely are. They definitely are. That's because right now we don't know a whole lot about her. She doesn't even really feel like a team member, and that's actually part that I don't mind. That she doesn't feel like a team member. She does feel like she's just kind of along for the ride. I know she stays for probably the entire run, you know. So I'm excited for that. I am curious to see where they are going with okay, spoilers. I do know that there's eventually like a civil war between the Straw Hats. I don't know when that's happening, but apparently like they get into a fight. I don't know who's getting into a fight with who, but it's gonna be interesting to see. I mean, it's probably not Chopper, but like, who gets into a fight with who? I'm curious. Because as you may know, I like even though it was very forced, I did like it when Zoro and Luffy fought for it. So I don't know. I don't know who's gonna fight who. And like Gold Rod, what the fuck is up? Why is he getting executed? Who is he? Who the fuck is he? Like, I want to know more.
Yeah. Like, just go off on theories at this point. What are some predictions you have or theories you have? Just go off.
Time travel. Like, there's gonna be a time travel aspect. This might be me being super like sci-fi pilled, and maybe this is like the opposite of that. This is like the one shonen, or this is like the type of thing that would never do time travel. But I'm predicting that there'll be some time travel shit. I'm not saying they go back in time to like romance Dawn or anything like that, but there's gonna be some time travel shit. That's my prediction. I'm gonna do the OP thing after this tomorrow. We're almost done. We're wrapping up.
Okay. I guess I have another question for you, if that's all right.
And Frankie and the skeleton, and there's also a third person, which I was surprised about. I didn't realize that there's a third person. I don't know. I don't even know what the fuck a Frankie is. What the fuck is that?
That's good. That's good. You'll see. You'll see.
I know there's a skeleton who's like also a pervert, but like I don't know anything about him. Is the skeleton like? Oh my god! Is the skeleton Shanks? Did Shanks die and he becomes skeleton?
Is that like the dead body? Yes, and he joins the crew, and he's great, and he gets super pervy.
My theory is that the skeleton. I don't even know the name of the skeleton. Wait, no, I do. It's like Brooks or something, right? My theory is that the skeleton is like a form of a previous character who died, and they got reanimated as a skeleton. I don't know who. What if it's Buggy? That'd be so funny if it was Buggy, but I don't know who it is. I don't know who it'd be.
Gon's in my DMs because he can't say this in chat.
Buggy. Oh, what if Buggy becomes one of the warlords? That'd be so funny. What if Buggy becomes one? Yeah, they replace Crocodile with Buggy. That's my theory.
Mm.
That'd be funny. I don't know. I'm looking at the arc names. I know which one the Ballsack arc is. I don't know.
The bulls.
It's pretty
I'm
obvious.
surprised it didn't. I'm surprised it didn't hit sooner, but like, yeah.
Yeah, that one's obviously gonna be based on like Themyscira, like Greek mythology, the Wonder Woman. That's what it's based on.
Yeah. Well, it's not that.
Based on the fact
That
it's called
part's not too
Amazon.
important. Yeah, it's not too important, but yeah.
Yeah, Luffy's gonna show his. When did the time skip? I don't know when the fuck the time skip is.
Don't worry about it.
I assume
It'll be
it's
a
like
surprise.
I assume it's like halfway, so like 500, around 500, but like I don't know where.
You'll see. Yeah, you'll see. Yeah. So again, so who's your favorite Straw Hat? I'm very curious. I think you mentioned that before.
Usopp. Like unironically,
Okay,
I fucking love him. He's such a boy failure. I love him.
Yes, boy failure Usopp. We stand Usopp and his boy failure.
He's such a shrimp. I love him. He's got like that Aiden charm where he's such a shrimp.
She's a shrimp.
My second favorite's Nami. Nami's great.
Yeah.
Nami's
We're
cool.
like reversed in with our favorites. Hell yeah.
Really?
Yeah, Nami's my number one. Usopp's my number two.
Yeah. Also, Nami needs to wear shirts more. Like, what the fuck? Recently, she's been wearing very skimpy clothing. But yeah. Actually, no, not G-8. But yeah. Anyway.
Yeah. So I mean, you covered this a little bit at the start of the stream, but like I'm sure you had like expectations and about One Piece before you started watching it, and like, in what way was it not what you were expecting?
Well, it's not a slog, I'll tell you that. And it's because it's separated by arcs, right? I think if it was like, you know, if every chapter was like 1/1000th of a story, it would feel like the slowest thing ever. But no, it's not paced like that at all. It's really weird how, like, we've only really gotten to fight one. I'm not counting the Mihawk thing. Only one out of the 7 warlords. So it's like we're 300 chapters in. We fought 1 out of 7. That is insane. That Oda planned it all the way through. Like, I heard that like he's had this story in his head since he was like 10 years old or whatever.
Yeah, since high school is what I've heard. Yeah, it's been on his brain for a long time.
And I feel like those are the best stories where you can tell the writer like had been cooking it up for years and years and years. Like I know Gravity Falls is kind of like that. I know Squid Game's kind of like that. So like, you know, it's weird how much foreshadowing he puts in, and there's probably shit that even I don't realize.
Oh yeah.
Like nothing really comes to mind of like anything really. I'm trying to think what else. I think like because this was made in the 90s, I came in expecting these characters to be like cliche, right? Like because future characters were inspired by these characters, but it's actually like the opposite, where these characters feel extremely fucking fresh, even though they probably inspired a lot of future anime, right? Like you know, JJK and MHA, some of the characters, I roll my eyes, I'm like, oh my god. But here it's like I don't really roll my eyes. There's this charm. Even Pokemon, which is also like 90s, doesn't really have that charm. But this one has a lot of charm. I can see why it lasted so fucking long. Why is this the most popular anime other than Pokemon? Is this the most popular anime?
I don't really know. I think the manga's pretty popular from what I've heard. I don't know what the most popular anime ever is. That might be FMA Brotherhood, but
it's I don't know. It's like it's shonen. It's a shonen anime, but it's not like it doesn't feel boyish or adolescence, and I kind of appreciate that.
Yeah.
Right. I feel like you can watch this as, you know, a different gender or a different age group, and I think that's cool.
Absolutely. I think there's a lot. You can take a lot out of it. I think anyone can take a lot out of the show and what it represents.
Yeah. And I don't know, I just love the culture aspect. You know, I'm someone who I like traveling, learning, but like Kino, I don't know if you've seen Kino's Journey. That's another show where they travel to a new place every episode, and I fucking love that. That's like
That's cool.
in my top 10 favorite shows. Even though it's like
I
a
think
12 episode thing. But
yeah. I think like when he wrote this, I think like the first arc, he wrote it when he was like our age, like 22, 23, I think.
what the? Oh yeah,
So
that does make
yeah,
sense. Cause like I looked at Google,
yeah,
like it shocked me that he's only 50. I was like, how are you only 50? I thought you were like 70. Like gosh.
yeah, yeah. So yeah, and I think you can tell early on that he's like, I think he's still learning his craft in writing a bit, and you can see that with like the initial arcs, and it gets better.
In terms of manga sales, Gaunt says in terms of manga sales, it's the most popular. I mean,
Interesting.
that makes sense because there's like 1,000 chapters.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess that makes
Yeah.
sense. Like,
Yep, that does make sense.
yeah. So I guess when I went into this, I wasn't expecting it to be paced so well.
Mm-hmm.
Um, that's not to say it's perfectly paced because I am watching One Piece. Yeah.
Mm.
But it's better than you'd think. And I think it's one of those things where it's like 1,000 episodes seems really daunting, but if you give it like a try, just give it like 10 episodes, like see if it's for you,
Mm-hmm.
you'll realize, oh my god, 1,000 episodes, that's nothing. I wish there was more.
Yeah. Being all caught up, you're gonna wish there was way more. And you have to wait like week to week, like the rest of us.
Yeah, so I did the math. I already told you the math. Never mind. I already told you the math.
Mm-hmm. Okay, you said some. I guess Syrup Village being ranked highly is kind of a hot take, but like, I don't think you'll get flamed for it and too much. But like, what are some other controversial opinions or hot takes that you have about One Piece that you haven't mentioned? I don't think.
Hmm.
Do you have any? Do you know?
Trying to think. That's a good question. That's a really good question. I need to think of this through actually. I mean, like
Like,
I
what
like
is?
the filler.
Mhm.
I don't like the. I need to word this correctly because again, I watched One Piece, but I like
Yeah.
the fillery stuff. Like G8, that's all. There's no
Yeah.
fights. There's no character growth. It's just getting to know the characters a bit better, and I love that. I fucking love that shit.
Yeah. I think I will say a lot of fans do like G8. Quite a bit.
Yeah,
Um.
I'm happy that there's no
Yeah. I think.
romance so far. I do fucking love that.
Yes, that is the one thing I was very happy about because like I was kind of assuming Nami would be they were kind of hinting with a Nami Luffy romance initially and like how she's kind of like initially warming up to him. But that was more so because of like her backstory and like how she just hates pirates, right? And like we see her being trusting of Luffy
Yeah,
as like a pirate and like a friend. And I do love how they never like cross that line into romantic territory ever.
yeah. I yeah. I know. I just love that there's no like I mean maybe that'll change, who knows, but like at the moment it's been
Who
300
knows?
chapters worth of story and there's like no love and I love that.
Hmm.
um
Absolutely. Or what is something, I guess, do you have any other controversial opinions or hot takes? I don't know if that was a hot take. Or what is something you wish?
Usopp makes me
Mhm.
realize that a lot of protagonists are in other anime are kind of like me. Characters that are kind of like
You,
that. I'm like, oh, you're not
they're just
Usopp.
trying to be. You're just trying to be Usopp. You'll never be
You'll
Usopp.
never be Usopp.
You'll never be
Um,
him. What is something I guess you wish that were different about the show, or like if you were, or something you would change if you were in the writers' room of One Piece?
um, Sanji. Sanji is both doing too
Yep.
much and too little at the
Yep.
same time. Because like he doesn't do it
Yeah.
frequently enough. Where it's like sometimes you'll go episodes without him doing it, and then he'll do some stuff, and it's like, oh yeah, I forgot that's your trait. At least in One Piece, I don't know if it's different.
Mm.
And then
I think
like
that's a.
I don't know how to describe it. There will be like bursts where they don't bring it up, and then like they'll do 5 jokes in a row where he is horny, and it's like, come on,
Yeah.
be more consistent at least. If you're gonna do this, be more consistent.
Yeah.
I don't know how to describe it.
Yeah. Yeah, I think Oda confirmed there isn't going to be a romance between the Straw Hats in the main story. And yeah, that's great. Honestly, like, okay, this is my hot take, I guess. I will mention that I think Luffy and Nami's like relationship is like so organic and I just love their friendship so much. I wouldn't mind if they did go that route at some point way in the future. Like that's how good it is. Like it works way better than like other shows that kind of like forcibly like make the character like the protagonist or like and like
Yeah,
it
yeah.
doesn't feel earned. This feels earned. Like if there was a point where does or if they do realize they like each other or if they don't, Like I'd be fine either way. Like that's how good I think their friendship is.
Yeah, I love that. I
Different.
love me some healthy
Yeah.
male female friendships like Hunter and Tess. We're not romantically
Yeah.
in line at all.
Mhm.
Emer. But yeah,
Okay, now I'm not saying I want them to be together. I'm saying if they were together, if they do get together, I would not mind at all. Like, because I think he could pull it off very well.
yeah.
That's what I think he'd be able to pull it off very well, is what I'll say.
Yeah.
And yeah, the Sanji thing is very fair. But to be fair, I think a lot of Straw Hats kind of do this thing where they're kind of sidelined for a bit and then they're brought back.
No, I don't mean
like
that. I don't mean that. I mean like his
Oh.
whole thing about women, like
Oh.
like not that he's irrelevant. That's fine because especially because like it was set up for Alabasta, right? That was fine. I mean like the women joke. It's like he won't bring it up for a while, and then all of a sudden it'll be like boobies. It'll be like no,
Yeah.
stop.
Yeah. I just want Zoro and Sanji to constantly see each other in the future because that would be ironic but sweet. Yeah, that would be sweet.
I wish Nami would have more of the thievery stuff because like now she has like weather powers and that's fine, but it's like but that I like the thievery stuff more. Bring it back the thievery stuff.
Yeah.
Because I like how Usopp and Nami are like not. I saw a nickname for them, the Monster Trio or something like that. Like, why are they the Monster Trio? Sanji, Zoro, and
Usopp
and Luffy. Sorry, Zoro, Sanji, and Luffy.
Oh,
They're like the Monster
yeah,
Trio.
they're.
I don't know what that means.
Is that something that was that brought up in like in the arcs you've seen?
No, that's like a fandom thing. I thought that was a fandom thing. That's a canon thing.
Yeah, I think that is. I think they're like. I think that's just because they're like the top in terms of like combat and fighting.
Yep.
They're the three most powerful of the Straw Hats. You would say.
Yeah, I like how Usopp
And,
has to be like resourceful with like his little gadgets and shit.
Yeah.
I don't like how Nami's like the
Yeah.
weather thing. I'm like, okay, I mean, I guess we have the weather thing now.
I think everyone like has their own role in the Straw Hats, and like the combat is mostly regulated to like those three, and that's what I like about like Usopp and Nami and how they often like cower behind them. They're like, okay, go fight those for us and protect us. It's like I like that a lot. Other than like I like that better than like them trying to like prove themselves all the time. Like, oh no, I can fight and be better too. Like like how other shonens kind of do that, and then they end up being saved by them anyway.
Gosh,
You know?
yeah.
Like I like that they're like more than ones. They're like the ones Usopp and Nami are the ones like pushing Zoro or Sanji in front of them or Luffy, and they're like, "Go fight that guy for us. He's scary.
You do it. You do it.
You do it. We're gonna run away because we can't do it." I love that. I love that.
Gorsh.
I love it.
And bring back the thievery stuff. I loved it. She's like the little.
Yeah.
And like honestly, in G8 they kind of did bring it back, where she's like, "No, we can't leave our treasure," and I was like, "Yeah, we're back." It's like I don't know. I feel like that aspect of her character kind of got lost after our long park, which makes sense because like she got closure from the blackmail from her childhood. But like still, I love that shit.
Yeah.
You can be a little, just a little thievery, just a little.
Yeah. Still do. I think she. Yeah.
I don't know adjective. I'm looking for an adjective. I keep saying thievery. That's not a word. Thievery, like
Whatever.
mischievous. Yeah, let's go with that.
Yeah, what Gon said in chat. Nami, Usopp, and Chopper is the scared trio because they're more of the non-fighters, but they have clutch other skills that help keep the team alive. Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like combat, I think is not necessary for like all the Straw Hats, especially, but like and that's fine. I like that.
Yeah.
Like they don't have to fight, but they do when they have to. You know.
Yeah.
When it comes down to, because like we see that in Alabasta as well. But like we're not going to see that in every arc where like every single Straw Hat is going to get like an opponent to fight, if that's what you're.
Yeah. One more thing.
Yeah.
Wait, sorry, someone's messaging me.
Okay.
Anyway, sorry. One thing that is starting to become an issue, and this is the last thing I'm going to say. One thing that is starting to become an issue is that because the crew is getting bigger and bigger, like honestly, like if it was just the first 5 people, that is already like the perfect like crew in my opinion. But now they've gotten Chopper and Robin, right? And Vivi for a little bit, right? Like they need to do like little things for everyone, and it is starting to become an issue. I think Alabasta is fine, but they did it again in Skypiea, and it's like I don't think everyone needs to have like a lengthy fight. G8 was fine because it's only 11 episodes, but I am worried that there'll be like stretches of episode where it's like, okay, this is the Chopper episode, this is the Luffy episode, this is the Zoro episode, right? where they
Yeah.
get their own individual fights. And I'm like, with 10 people, what is this gonna be when there's fucking 10 of them? Holy shit.
I would agree. I would agree with that, and I do agree that the core five, the East Blue crew, the first five are really great, and I wouldn't mind if the series just went on with like just them, and all, especially because like every arc also introduces so many other characters of the islands, and like the villains as well, and there's like so many characters you need to balance, and like I think it does do a good job overall, but like yeah, oftentimes some characters you do see sidelined for quite a bit, which sucks. But yeah, it's just the nature of the show.
Yeah. Gosh. Yeah, some of them will naturally be sidelined. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know. It's weird because I love them when they're separated. Like G-8 was so fun. But at the same time, it's like I'm worried. I'm a little worried that if Skype, like the first time was fine, Alabasta, Skype, not nearly as good. What's gonna happen the third time? What's gonna happen?
You're gonna get into some really good arcs. I will tell you that.
Later arcs, like the entire East Blue saga, or like the entire.
You're gonna get into, or like the entire East Blue saga. Yeah. I think I know what God's trying to say, but like, I think you'll really enjoy. Maybe not. I don't know if you'll enjoy Long Ring Long Land, but the arcs after that, I think you're gonna really like them. I think you'll really like those ones.
Gosh.
I know you will.
Hopefully.
But you better like Long Ring Long Land, or else I will unfriend you.
What the frick? Being blackmailed. Honestly, I'm probably gonna finish it tomorrow because it's only 6 episodes. That's fine, and I have free time. But yeah,
I'm just kidding. I'm kidding, obviously.
So yeah, So I am going to be taking a little break from One Piece because I have spent like a month watching 110 episodes. No, 120 episodes of this. Little break, not too long because breaks in the JPEG world are not that long.
Yeah.
Watching some other things for a little time being, but soon I will return.
Yeah.
I don't know when the next stream of this will be. Probably like a month from now, but I don't know where. Like maybe Water 7. I don't know.
Yeah. I don't know if I will be there. Maybe I will. Maybe he'll drag me here too.
You mean you don't know if you'll be dead in a month?
I don't know. I don't know.
Don't take a break. Just finish it. I'm like barely like.
I think
25% done.
I think you're at a good place to take a break, or quote unquote.
I've seen some people are like, take a little break after East Blue, take a little break after Alabasta. I was like, no, I'm gonna do the next saga, Skypiea, and then I'll take a break.
The thing is, he was saying he was gonna take a break, but he ended up watching more.
Yeah, because Future Diary sucks. That's why. Because Future Diary is so bad. And like, gosh. I know I did that to myself. Where I was like, I'm purposely gonna like watch a bad thing, but it was really bad. To be fair, I did say, hey guys, can you recommend me a really bad show? I want to watch a bad show right now. Okay, anyway, I promised tomorrow that we'd do this. We're going to do this right now. Are you ready?
Okay.
It's a never-ending stream. We're going to react to this. Like, can someone ping, Fen, can you ping tomorrow?